Live from the lavatory. Welcome to the Close Traffic Podcast, an aviation and flight simulation show. Welcome aboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Closed Traffic Podcast. Oh my gosh, man, I'm bursting with excitement. This is going to be one for the record books. We are joined by many special guests today. I think this is definitely a unique one for us as we look to close out the year. But first and foremost, I want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. Thankful to be here. Thankful to continue to do this show with my brethrens. Thankful to close out the year with many special guests here, as I mentioned. Johnny, man, what is going on, man? Say what's up to the people.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Man, hey guys, hope all is well. Man,
I'm quit the day job, man. Don't
man. Hey, my album's dropping here as soon as we get a 757, but you know, it's a story for another day.
That means it's never coming.
Man. But no, man, all is well over here in good old frigid Texas, and yeah, we're here, man. Dreading the old Monday fun day. What about you, bro?
Oh man, living life. Thankful for life. And looking to close out the year strong. It's been a year, but good to be here. Without further ado, we've got some guests here, as mentioned. I'm gonna start left to right, at least from my screen. The one and only XP72. What's up, bro? How you doing? Good to see you.
Man, I can't believe it's going to be the end of the year already. It's like we just started. We just left Expo. We just
right.
All of a sudden, It's a new year. We're counting down again for all the new things that are coming out in 2026. But it's good. Good. I'm good to be here, man. Thanks for the invite. We should do this every year.
Man. Yes, sir. Definitely. Yellow Bus, the one and only Captain Rob. Although Yellow Bus may need to be updated. We'll see. What's going on, man? What's going on? How you been?
I wish I had a different name. My wife keeps on telling me. She said it again. Once again, you got to find a new name. I'm like, I don't know. So
working on it. We threw a couple backstage, but we won't reveal them just yet.
Yeah. Wonderful to see you guys as always, and you know, I'm just so proud of you guys. You know, every single last one of you. You know, from the real life aviation side of it. You know, we're watching. We see you guys all the time, and it's just amazing to see how well you carry yourselves in the aviation sphere. Without you guys, aviation, I don't think would adapt to where it is right now. So definitely, I'm proud to see where you are now and where you're going. So.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We'll definitely get a lot more into that as well. And last but certainly not least, Mr. LeoStixx. What's going on, man? Say hello to the people.
What's going on, man? It's good to be here. Appreciate the invite, and let's get this party started, shall we?
All right, let's do it. Listen, folks, we've got a lot to get into today. In typical CTP fashion, we've got no clear agenda. We're just gonna let it flow. We're just gonna let it roll. But it always exactly. It always ends up working out. Listen, it's been a year. It's been a year for we'll start on the flight sim side of things for sure. It's been a year of flight sim releases, both in the realm of software, hardware, etc. I want to take some time to, inquire from each and every one of you, what was your favorite release this year? I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be hard, but your favorite release so far this year in the flight sim world?
Wow, that's a tough one, actually.
Yeah.
I'm thinking scenery. Is it airplane?
Right? It's tough,
is
right?
It hardware? I mean,
all right, so I'll make it a little easier. Let's categorize it. So scenery, hardware, and plane.
Oh, can I go first?
Yes, sir.
It's honestly, tons of stuff came out this year, but I have to say it's got to be hardware for me. It's going to be hardware. Okay. And specifically, it's going to be Wing. Killed it with the hardware. And I've been doing flight sim for over 6 years. And basically had the same kind of setup, and all of a sudden I find myself in my garage building stuff to host hardware, and it completely changed the way I do the sim setup now. The autopilot panel, got to reach for it, the throttle, everything is more ergonomically what it could be like in the real world. We're trying to get close to it without building a cockpit in your house, but they're making it hard not to build a cockpit in your house. So, yeah, it's true.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I'm breaking out the whole table saw and I'm cutting wood and I'm painting. I was like, what am I doing? It's just crazy. It takes up too
Not
much
the
space,
table
but-
saw.
Not the exactly.
Table saw, man.
So I think with everything that's going on, the hardware game has stepped up, not just Wing, just from different people, into force feedback stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, primarily I think Wing kickstarted a next level of flight sim for the average consumer.
Absolutely.
All this hardware has been out there, but they cost thousands of dollars. Wing said, you know what, we're going to make it for like a quarter of the price or more. And now you see everybody's trying to do the same thing as them. So that's what I would say for this year for me.
Yep. Nah, you're spot on. I think the last part is what I think resonates with me the most, because they've decided to, shift their business model or make their business model the way they are. Affordability on a desktop flight sim. A lot of other people, in order to stay competitive, have done the same thing, and I think it's opened the doors for many folks who otherwise would not be able to participate in that level of experience as it relates to flight sim hardware. What about you, Leo?
I have to piggyback off of what XP said. Wing is just absolutely they got the market.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat them. There are other companies out here that are in the range, but still not quite affordable. The quality may be slightly better than Wing, but Wing, you just can't beat it. But I'm gonna also throw in the aircraft, and I think that along the same lines as Wing in the peripheral department, as far as the aircraft department, dog, Any Builds is killing it. Any Builds is killing it. The 350, I mean, come on now. 3 variants, for that. Now they're coming out, not only do they have a Sobo in their pocket, but they've got their own thing going on. They've got, a multitude of aircraft coming out. They've got things that they're working on for other developers, like the Synaptic A220. I mean, now they have the L1011 coming out. I mean, you just can't beat Any Builds as far as the aircraft market. Scenery, I can't really, attest to too much, because I feel like as a content creator, we're just going to get them all anyway. We're going to fly them all anyway, regardless.
That's true. That's true. Captain Rob, what say you?
Yeah, I can't really come to terms with how well Wing has put out stuff this year. In anticipation of me going to 737, the first thing I purchased majorly this year was the 737 McDo. So I was like, yeah, that was a no-brainer. But yeah, aircraft, I'm with you. The 350. It's been collecting a little bit of dust as of lately, but there's so much stuff that's been released this year. It's hard to kind of like pinpoint it. But yeah, I'll give it to Any Birds, like you guys said, and Wing.
Yeah. My votes Wing as well, and then I think second to that is Any Builds, especially that 350. What about you, Johnny?
Well, I'll say this, gents. I think XP hit the nail on the head with Wing because I'm gonna tell you, the McDo and the PFP3N FMSs have completely changed the way I sim. And it's all Wing's fault. I literally am out of room on my desk about it. Like, it's just I'm like, hey, let me go just get a container and build a flight deck, right? But on top of that, for me, I think this phenomenon with artificial intelligence has entered the market and has had an effect on how we do our day-to-day operations in terms of simming in a way that I've never seen. What's between say intentions and beyond. with the AI traffic control. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. What they've been able to achieve. Now, is there ways to go? Yeah. I mean, are you in Dallas, or you might be talking to Albuquerque Center for some reason? Maybe. But going back, years ago to where you either had VATSIM or Satco before that or whatever, or you had nothing. So now it's just you launch into the sim and you have this world that you've never seen before. So for me, I think it's a tie between the rise of AI air traffic control and Wing for sure. Definitely been a year for hardware.
Yeah.
We're here now because I want to. It's you bring up a good point because I was going to get to this later. I personally was never a fan of AI air traffic control. Johnny knows this. I've put it down a number of times. I just like the voices, the cadence. It just felt very off. Now it's progressed in over the last year. I'd say over the last year and a half as it relates to how efficient it could be, how realistic it sounds to actual humans and whatnot. But it didn't hit like VATSIM did to me. I recently picked it back up and I've started to enjoy it, especially as they start to fix some of the things around how you vector traffic and whatnot. What's you guys' sort of take on AI air traffic control? I know Leo and XP, I've seen you guys use it now and again, but primarily I think you guys use VATSIM. Is that because you prefer VATSIM? Do you think AI air traffic control has a space? And if not now, maybe sometime later? What's your take on it? Leo, you go first.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. I do use Say Intentions. I started out with Beyond ATC and for the same reasons that you mentioned, Beyond ATC was just something missing there for me. Switched over to Say Intentions. I've been using Say Intentions a while. And in my opinion of it, Say Intentions is a really, really, really good tool for those people that are either afraid of or don't want to be on VATSIM. Of course, XP could probably attest to this. We all prefer VATSIM. Problem is, VATSIM's just not always staffed.
Right.
You got options like Pilot Edge. Well, Pilot Edge is only for the West Coast. We want to fly somewhere else as well. So that's my reasonings for using it. Say Intentions, I think, has come a long way since I first joined. As far as smoothness, the cadence, and the voices and things like that. And even now, what you'll notice is that it actually, if you select it, it actually takes your voice, retrains it, and puts it out as one of the ATC voices. So just imagine hundreds or thousands of people doing that, how much smoother this program can be, in the voices aspect. But overall, I think it's a great program just to teach people and learn.
XP?
I was one of the anybody can attest. I was one of the guys who was talking crap about AI ATC. Seriously, on my stream, I was like, "Ain't no way. I hate AI. I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. Nothing beats VATSIM. I want to be yelled at by a controller. I don't want a pre-programmed speech." But in full disclosure, they reached out to me. Go, "Hey, we're gonna give you a copy. Try it and see." I was like, "All right, no problem." And what made the difference where I started changing my mind is that I tried it. And when I logged in, there's nobody there. Like typically I log in, it's VATSIM right away. And all of a sudden people start coming in to fly along with me, get the controller coming along. So I'm never out of a VATSIM controller, like from most times, right?
Right.
Logging on by myself, no streams and nobody there. I was in a desert. There's nothing. It's dead. Fired up Say Intentions, and I called for clearance, and the damn thing talked back to me. I was like, "Holy crap!" with my Jamaican accent, it understood me, right? Because sometimes I could go real Jamaican, and I was like, "Okay, I could do this." So I did a small flight from Fort Lauderdale to Tampa to see how it would handle it, and for the most part, it got it good. It actually yelled at me because I think I didn't have my transponder on. I was like, "Bro,
yeah, it'll do that."
I was like, "Wow, okay, cool." So. Now, I'm never going to replace VATSIM. But I'll tell you this, Say Intentions, what I start doing in my streams now, when the controller drops off or I go to Unicom, I fire up Say Intentions. It fills the gap until a controller comes on, and now they're going to have that handoff feature
Right.
back to VATSIM, so it makes it smooth. So with Say Intentions, Beyond ATC, VATSIM, I don't think anybody in the flight sim community should fly without ATC at all, some kind, whether it's artificial, whether it's real. Get on it; it will raise the level of your immersion by 1,000. Just get on it. So I'm a proponent of this particular AI. The rest of it, you can keep that crap. Yeah, that's what I like it. I do. I like it.
Yeah, that's dope. Rob, what about you, man? You've got the unique perspective of looking at it in the flight sim and its applicability to real world. You think it has a place, getting folks comfortable to talking to real world air traffic control outside of VATSIM and Pilot Edge and IVAO and some of the other ones out there?
Yeah, it 100% does. I am probably the worst person to ask about that because I have yet to use AI. I've got people telling me left and right you should be using AI. My perspective is because I do it at work so much, it feels like work.
It's like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
But that's a testament to how realistic the AI has gotten so far. Is like, okay, if I'm working at home, then therefore I shouldn't want to, feel a certain type of way when I'm at the house. But AI now has gotten it to where you can do everything that you need to do within the scope of its limitations and go out into the real world and do the exact same thing, be more familiar, talking to Long Beach ground, talking to JFK Tower, like that stuff, phenomenal. Where I think it gets even better is over time, when emergencies happen or the unique clearances like contact approaches or visual approaches or procedure turns or whole new, like the weird stuff that you hear within the books. I think that's going to be the next iteration with AI. And, can I say VATSIM's going to be obsolete? No, I can't. But it's going to have its run for its money once the computer starts learning.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on. I think, one of the reasons why I went to try it or I picked it back up was just in recent time, there's been a lot of nonsense on VATSIM. And maybe that's just me, the time of day I'm flying, the locations I'm flying. There's been some strange stuff happening, but it has pushed me to try to pick up AI and get that going. But yeah, to your point, I don't think it ever replaces VATSIM. There's just a dynamic, especially during events, that you can't replace, and through AI, through simulation, beyond what you get to experience in VATSIM with all the other traffic, with all the other controllers and real world people.
I mean, I think we're humans, right? So we're going to always want that human interaction. So, I love the approach Say Intentions took in regards to that, we're not here to, here's VATSIM, shove them out of the way, but we're here to augment and supplement, the experience, right? Prime example, sometimes I fly like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning because, the Father 3 is the only freaking piece I get. So, I mean, there's you might catch Kansas on VATSIM, you might not. But aside from that, VATSIM's a ghost town in the morning. You fire up Say Intentions, it's there's a whole world out there. And I think for me, the ability to, have that continuous ATC coverage is absolutely invaluable. Because I'm gonna tell you, the thing that I guess for me grinds my gears, you jump on the VATSIM and then ground gets on, and then there's nothing else, and it's just like. And then they jump on, you're holding short, and then it's like, beep, 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 bro, like, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Or like, you're on final. I'm talking short final. I mean, you're committed, 1,000-foot full send. Beep, beep, beep. Come on, bro.
I ignore it. I'll be like, man, I can't even.
Heck no, man. And, so, I think I think there's a place for both.
Yeah.
So and to Rob's point, I mean, it's only getting better. When you look at what it's like weekly. They got to update. Say attention's pushed
Hmm.
an update or something like that, and the voices are getting better. I got put in a hold. Day before yesterday, due to an issue on the runway. Little things like that, little nuances like that. That does at time happen. In real world. So, I think it's been an amazing time. In the industry with both beyond and say attention. So, but yeah, I totally cut you off, Mike. I'm sorry, bro.
No, no, I was calling you next for your additional perspective.
Yeah.
You're spot on, man. I think everyone's spot on as it relates to its place in the flight sim world and its continued evolution.
Yeah. Two things real quick, if I don't mind me saying.
For sure.
It fills the gap when there's no VATSIM on. If
Yeah.
VATSIM is on, 100% I'm going to be on VATSIM, but it does
Yeah.
fill that gap, right? And then Andy in chat was like, hey, this is a good tool for people who are afraid to talk to humans right now,
Hmm.
just getting started. Say intentions is not going to yell at you. Well, maybe
Yep.
slightly, but don't jump on LA in an event for your first time and trying to get
Mm.
clearance.
Right.
Absolutely.
Can I
Yeah.
piggyback off of that one
Yeah.
second? XP mentioned logging in and feeling alone. Well, say intentions actually, there's a couple settings you have to go in and check out, but say intentions actually is almost as equals as VATSIM is as far as your injection. Some of those voices you hear are
That's
other
true.
guys that
Yeah.
are either right there at the airport that
Hmm.
they could be injecting in, and
Yeah.
you see them just like VATSIM. So that's another option. But I totally agree with Andy as far as it being a training tool for new pilots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, spot on. Because I know for me, like that was the biggest thing. Like PPL years ago, I had a really hard time talking to air traffic control. It was terrible, and we didn't have that. So
Right.
it was a whole lot of chair flying to where you're pretending you're talking to somebody, but it still doesn't hit quite the same when you're actually sitting in an aircraft and it's like all right, trying to get us out of here, and you hit the push the top button. And it's like, it's like, So I mean, and I know I'm not alone in that regard. So, the ability to, jump in there, cost of entry. I think you get like a free trial, it's fairly cheap.
Yeah, 7 days.
Yeah, so you
So
get in there, get warm, and over time, because yeah, it's AI, but essentially the flow. If you can get with the flow, it's so much easier once you start interacting. Outside of VATSIM, let's say you're working on your PPL or whatnot, and you're already exposed to interacting with air traffic control, because that's half the battle. Flying the airplane part is easy. It's coordinating with ATC in various situations to get from point A to point B. So when you have tools such as say intentions or beyond ATC, and VATSIM, it makes that transition all the easier, in real world. So
Damn, look at Johnny set me up for the segue. It's like we've been doing this a while.
man,
So
a minute, bro.
comment in the chat from Two Lubes. ATC is the most intimidating thing about flying in general. Captain Rob, why we still got you, man? Because I know you got a plane to fly here soon.
You got
What
some
advice would you give for folks who are going flight sim as well? Don't get me wrong, but also in the real world, going out for their ticket and really concerned about talking and interacting with air traffic control. What advice would you have for folks?
Um, have some passion. One of the biggest things that I'm seeing right now is the confidence that something, but not the confidence to continue on researching and knowing exactly what the core of ATC communication. Pilot controller glossary is a wonderful thing, but the repercussions behind not knowing that in particular. Like, okay, everybody says "see ya," on the radio, but I do it all the time. You'll
Yeah.
almost hear it. But you are taking a risk that's not within the pilot controller glossaries, and FAA and TSB. If you do bang up an airplane and your communications are not within the standard or within the company standard, there's problems. You can have some problems. So I would say, as you're having fun, have fun. If you're making the next step into the leap into not only you're spending more money to get yourself into the next step, but know that there is a level where the fun begins to become reality. But I think that to keep in line what Johnny was saying earlier is if I had this 20 years ago, oh my gosh,
Right.
there is no reason why any check rides any examiner would have loved to have a well trimmed, well timed student. Any CFI, I should have my gold seal. I should have had my goal see if I had sanitation. But yeah, I mean, from a dollar standpoint too, as well. I remember sitting in the 170, 152 when I was skinny enough to fit in that thing, and like the Hobbs meter is just burning
Kicking.
because I can't get a clearance in to get off the ground.
Yeah.
And I got to practice that. I can't. What am I gonna do? Sit at a chair in front of a piece of paper and then press a button? No, I like to have some actual feedback from that.
Yep.
And having AI, having VATSIM was a good step, but just as life is, something always supersedes what we perceive as good. So yeah, keep it pushing. you know.
For sure. For sure. Cool, man. That's AI. That's air traffic control. I think Oscar, I'm going to come back to that one when we get to hardware and stuff. Oscar's got a question about AMD or Nvidia for flight sim. And what else, fellas, as it relates to software? I guess we can go to planes now. For me, I'll say for me, I'll start. My favorite is. Although, did the 350 come out this year? Here we go. He's starting already.
Did it come out?
It feels
this
like it's
year?
been out so long, man. Well, the evolution of it did come out this year, I think, but the evolution of it has been fantastic. I think they hit a snag as it relates to performance and the WASM crashes and a bunch of that stuff. But ultimately, as we sit here towards the end of December, that has become my favorite aircraft. Johnny's smiling because he knows I'm a Airbus junkie and I love the Airbus. I just think beyond that, they've replicated some of the most complex avionics package and features and functionality package into a desktop flight sim that I've seen ever, or at least in a very long time. So that's why it's my favorite, but it doesn't have to be everyone else's favorite. What was yours, Leo?
I agree with you, dude. I think that me myself personally, I was kind of jonesing for a 350. However, I was completely blown away. Now, you mentioned the WASM failures. In all honesty, I've never had not one single crash in the.
Oh wow!
Now I will say this. The only difference that I've done was follow any build's recommendations to the T as far as updating, where they recommended that you always delete your WASM folder before you run the update, then update the aircraft.
I missed it. I completely missed it.
Reading is such a pivotal
but,
fundamental, right?
I've never had not one single issue, except when it first came out, the performance was a little, heavy, but they've since optimized that. But it's easily one of my favorite go-tos as far as my 13 plus hour long hauls I do with the boys.
Right.
So
yep.
Yeah.
About you, XP?
It is my favorite long haul plane. Something about the 350 cockpit environment.
It's majestic, man.
If you're gonna sit there for 8 hours, that's the one you want to be in.
Yep.
And I'm a Boeing guy, and I love my 777 and all that stuff. But 777 sitting there is kind of boring after like an hour. 350, you can just look around all the screens and play around with stuff. And you're like, wow, it is. And it's funny since X-Plane, because the Flight Factor 350.
That's right.
I've done so many long hauls with that, and then the one drop in Microsoft looks so much beautiful and better. Don't forget the controversy though, because before the 350, the 380 drop from fly-by-wire. guys forgot about that.
I didn't. I got a bone to pick with that one, but I'm gonna get to that later.
I know fly-by-wire. I prefer the fly-by-wire CDU or whatever you call it than the INI Builds one. And it's a simple thing. You can directly type input in there.
Yes.
What caused my crash with the INI Builds was you have to switch the keyboard or type with the mouse. And the minute I switched 2 times,
Yep.
dead.
Gone. Yep.
Dead. So that's the only bone I had to pick with them. Everything else that they have done, as Leo said, the performance, all that has been great. I've done at least 2 or 3 long hauls in it. Whenever I fly, it's going to be a long haul anyway. It's performed well. And by the way, the upgrade fee, anything at all. But anyway,
we're gonna get there too, man. We're gonna get there too. You guys realize I'm slow playing this, man. We're gonna get to the juicy content here soon. I'm slow playing this.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys would have to break me down with that.
Well, look, I got some tape when we get there. I got some tape.
What about you, Rob? I know you've been busy, doing other things this year, but you have a favorite aircraft that dropped?
Yeah, I've been playing catch up every 3 seconds. When I get down, I just know I have to buy something and it's going to sit there. Right. The 350, it's absolutely fun. I've had wonderful time just letting it run at night when I'm not there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, just the Phoenix, I can't. I guess the year of the Airbus battle, is fresh in effect. But I have just zero complaints with like most things that are coming out now. As little of interaction as I have with it over this year, I'm looking at this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, like these are full function simulators at your desktop. And unbeknownst to, if you don't know how some of this stuff works, I bet you it's the developers thought of it and said, oh yeah, hey, this can fail and you'll be able to have a real life representation of how it's done. So I have to play catch up watching you guys and your streams because I'm like, I have no time. But every time that I get home, I'm like, oh, I got to start this thing up. XP had a stream the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go in and download this thing and play it because it's changed so much.
Yep.
I mean to cut you real quick, but you guys in chat don't understand how good it is to have a hobby where real world pilots can come and say, yeah, this is exactly how it is in the real world, how to function this thing. I don't think there's any other simulator out there like that. The privilege we have just to have that alone. Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, awesome, Yelbus.
Nah, that's awesome. I think that's what's been great about this community as well, especially since Microsoft launched 2020 at least. It has really brought a closer sort of bond and correlation between the real world aviation community and flight simming that I think has not been this way for a very long time, or ever, I should say. Johnny, you've been biting your tongue over there, man. What about you, bro? What was your favorite because I know it wasn't in there.
No, don't even start, because I already know. No, man. Truth be told, I'm man. We all right. Y'all ain't wrong, man. That 350 hits, because aside from the technological complexities that come along, with an aircraft like that, they expound on that, in the overall experience of operating, an airliner and getting from point A to point B. Because to XP's point, you send a 777 and you're like, okay, we're at cruise, pan around a couple of times, whatever, and keep it moving. But the entire aircraft is modeled like the avionics, like the freaking server room that they call the avionics bay. Yeah. It's mounted. Like I found that out. What was that? A couple of nights ago. I was like,
"Oh, really?
You didn't know that was down there?"
No, that's what Mike told me. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, man. I'm just, hey, your Boeing guy over here,
Mm-hmm.
and, and so I just, you push back and you can see, you jump out in the exterior view and you can see the little vortices, when the N1 increases. It's just, whew, who's doing that? And for the price point as well. Like
Yes.
they're not nickel and diming you to death like, some folks.
Shots fired.
Jeez, man.
And it's an amazing holistic add-on. But yeah, that's all I got.
Oh man, yeah. Sorry, we're gonna go there now. We're gonna go there now.
You guys
So-
have to explain it to me. I have no clue what the heck happened. All I know is somebody's charging money for something that shouldn't be charged.
So listen, man. I haven't been totally in tune. I'm gonna let Leo and XP, who are far more ingrained in the community and what's going on, sort of explain this. But as we talk about things that were released and whatnot, and things that we've enjoyed this year, let's just say some developers have been a lot more in tune with the general public versus others, and in terms of our expectations and their delivery of their products. So I'll leave it at that for my opinion for now. But let's start with PMDG. All right. So we all know the 737-800 has been released for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We've been waiting on this for quite some time. I myself am a bigger Max fan. I love the iFly. It's got things to be desired that I know that they're working on. But the iFly has kind of filled my 737 sort of itch for a while now. But great to have something of substance from a 737 family back into the Flight Sim, back into 2024 more specifically. However, there's been controversy about the fact that they've ported over this plane, let's be honest, from way back in the FS9, FSX days, and have continued to port this thing over and have continued to charge consumers and paying customers, loyal customers over the last decade or so, some sort of incremental cost for this thing in every iteration of this sim.
Whoa, Mike, hold on now.
Hold on. With very, very, I might get shut down, right? With very, and listen, I'm capturing the words of the community here, right? So with very little incremental work that was done. So that's the summary of what's going on out there. But XP, I'm gonna send it to you first because I know Leo's eager to say something here. But I'm gonna send it to you to give us your thoughts on it, and sort of your perspective.
All right, I'm a capitalist, and I believe in capitalism through and through. You make a product, you should be compensated for that product if you so choose, right? So let's get that off the bat. Nothing's free. I tell my sons all the time, hey, nothing in this world is free. You're going to be paying some way or somehow, right? However, that being said, when you're in a market where you can compare actions from other developers to what you're doing, that kind of sort of should set how you're handling your customers as well. If there was nobody else and all we knew was PMDG, right? It probably wouldn't be a big a deal. Be like, okay, you know what? This is the way business is done. This is normal. But when you have Phoenix going, hey, here's the upgrade for 2024. As a matter of fact, don't worry about it. We got this covered. It's like, wow, that's a little generous. Okay, cool. I got it. They're probably going to charge for the Neo when it comes out, and I'm perfectly with that. iNav had an update for the A300. You can stick with the basic one, or you could pay the upgrade if it was like, what, $10 or something? Whatever.
Right.
You know, the A350, same thing. We're going to give you 3 variants, one price, whatever, right? Here comes another developer that says, you know what? We're going to charge full price for all our planes and every variant of that plane, starting with the 777, right? So you have the 300ER came out first. All right, no problem. 200ER, same price. No variant upgrade fee. Cargo, same thing. You're like, okay, let me sit back here. I know there are differences between the planes. I'm not a pilot, but there's enough differences that you have to do some work. But man, it leads me as a consumer to say, you know what? I'm going to skip the 200, just keep the 300 I bought and get the cargo and I'm done. So I did not buy your third plane. 737, same thing. You bought it for FSX, you bought it for P3D, right? You bought it for 2020, and you're going to buy it for 2024 full price all over again, no matter how many times you bought the same product from
Yep.
this from this developer. So it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth to say, all right, I have the one for 2020. It's a similar sim. As a matter of fact, you can use a 2020 version in 2024 if you spawn on the runway with the engines running and then shut it down and move it to a gate. It will work.
Huh.
Yes, it's been that way. So,
Wow.
but they wanted to build from the ground up, make it more compatible with 2024, walk around mode, etc. I get it. They did put in work. They redid the model. The cabin looks better. The airplane is fantastic, by the way. I have it. I
Yep.
paid it for $30. The problem is people are just looking at the history and go, you know, $15 wouldn't have been bad. You know,
Yep.
some people, and I say 15. Let's meet halfway. That's what it is. The product is good. And the last thing I'm going to say, I give it to Leo, is that because there's no competition other than iFly,
Bingo.
that can be done in the community. And most people buy it anyway because you want that NG in your stable.
Right.
You know, you're a real world pilot, you're transitioning over to the NG, you're going to use it for your studies. You're going to be like, you know what, forget the price. I need the product. I'll use it. So that's my rant. I'm off, you know. Leo.
First of all, who's moderating here? Cut my mic off.
Free run, man. Free run.
Yeah.
Free run.
He was winding up.
100%, without a shadow of doubt, I 100% agree with XP. I don't mind paying something, right? We all agree $15 would have been it, you know, maybe even $20. The problem is, I grew up being a man of your word. When you say you're going to do something, that means you do it, right? If you say it's going to be this, then that's what it's going to be. This is the most expensive daggone cup of coffee that I think I've ever purchased. $30. $30 now. Again, CST Gaming put me on to the fact that you could, like XP said, that you could use the 2020 version over in 2024. One little caveat, you had to spawn it on the runway. Fine and dandy. But to me, it feels like you look at another developer and say, oh, we got to step our game up. Well, why are you having to step your game up now that you've seen what iFly has come out with? Even though, in my opinion, they're not necessarily in direct competition with each other, two different variants. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But when you see the same, you know, make, if you will, two Chevys sitting next to each other, you know, you look at the textures and the lighting and stuff of the iFly, well, it makes you as a company go back and say, all right, well, we got to step our game up. So big ups to them for realizing that they had to step their game up.
Right.
But I just can't stand greed, man. And that's what this is essentially turning out to. It's just to be greedy. It's to be greedy. There are no other NG developers out there. They've got the market there as far as I'm concerned. And the real problem is they're going to keep doing it, and it's going to keep getting worse until we stop it. It's that simple. If we keep allowing it, then they'll keep doing it. If we vote with our wallet, then, you know, maybe they'll change their antics, because each and every developer out there right now, in my opinion, is you know, looking after their people. You know, iFly, Any Bills had a different method. Any Bills wanted to make money too, but they had a different method. They'll say, we'll update the A300, right? The A300, we'll update it to at least make sure it works.
Right.
But however, we'll do a premium version that you'll rebuy that takes advantage of all of the new 2024 features. I don't have a problem with that, because I had a choice to go and to keep my updated 2020 version or to just rebuy it. I ended up rebuying it. That's not an issue, because they gave us the option. They didn't just say, and the last thing I'll say is this. I feel like, you know, it was some BS behind it, because for a week before the plane was released, everybody was asking, oh, hey, what's the price going to be? What's the price going to be? What's the price going to be? All of the streamers had it. Nobody knew what the price was going to be. We last heard it was going to be a cup of coffee. And then the day of, when they drop it on the website, it's on there, 60% off. And I'm like, well, me and my boys are doing the math. We're like, dude, that's like $30, $35 or something, $30. instant. I was just like, dude, these people here, man. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it, but these people here, man. So
And they know that. They know
that's
that.
the thing, Leo. We're gonna end up buying. John, I'm gonna address this thing real quick. Then I'm gonna send it to you. They know that, man, because to your point, we vote with our wallets. But at the end of the day, when there's no supply and demand, when they're following the logics of supply and demand, to Andy's point, that's what happens. XJet brings up a good point. Relatively new to flight simming, so I don't remember $30 add-ons, but I don't mind dropping $90 for a towless bus. Great planes and superb customer service after the sale for years on end. If you think about it, we used to pay a lot more for these flight sim products. So I think they have come down substantially, but I also think that was due to supply and demand. You can't go out there and price them the way you used to price them. If I remember correctly, I think I paid almost $140 for the FS Labs A320 and PMD and P3D. So, we've come a long way from developers pricing their products, based on, the previous regime, if you will, from a flight sim standpoint. However, they are still, I think the overall business model and the application of charging for upgrades and updates when compared to their counterparts or competitors, better use term, I think is what's sending people off right here. Johnny.
No, man. And why, prices have gone down and stuff on various add-ons, bro. It's because Microsoft, re-entered the market and just completely changed the game in the industry. Now it's a $5.5 billion industry.
Crazy.
So I mean, the market's just insane right now. So you can afford to take a little bit off the top on the front end, because the volume is going to be there. Yeah. Absolutely. Versus, P3D, FXX days. I mean, yeah, you're going to, it wasn't out of the realm of, possibility to drop $120, $130 on an add-on.
Yeah.
And just to preface all this, like my first PMDG add-on I bought was for Fly back in 98.
Damn.
And so I've been an avid, fan of them for years. But to me, here as of late, it seems as if whatever changes or whatever conversations are being had in the background, they haven't been in the direction of maintaining that great customer relationship that they once had. You hear all the times about the customer service. You hear a lot of things as relates to the forums, and to sit there and tell somebody $30, and they knew what the heck they were going to charge for the freaking thing months ago.
Yeah.
So don't sit there and we're gonna play this little backdoor. I don't know why. I don't even know. I don't even know why some I'm sure there's some plausible explanation behind it or whatever. But sitting there, man, we're in 2025. Crap is rough right now. Folks need to know if they got to come up with $30, bro. That's gas for folks. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit here and talk about and say that $30 just it was the price of a cup of coffee. I don't know if they said it in jest, but don't play about the money, dude. Like, just don't. And so they dropped the product. Still hadn't even, the heck with GSX integration. We're going to do our own thing, which,
it works now. It works now.
Yeah, it does work.
But they always do it, though. It never works out of the gate.
Exactly.
PMDG, always.
Exactly.
It's an issue.
Wow.
Because you remember when it first came out, Mike, they did it was like the 747 or some crap they did, years ago. Yep. And it was terrible. And like those models still look like the ones that we had back freaking like all those years ago. Just stop it. I rather, even if I'm on an Xbox and I'm sending it, I'd rather not see nothing than see some PMDG ground vehicle, because it's so immersion breaking to me. As soon as you spawn, all of a sudden you got freaking stairs all over the place. It's just like, come on. And they tell me, well, based on our marketing analysis, bro, what analysis are y'all looking at? Because I haven't talked to one person who said, wow, I love PMDG's grounds. And man, y'all going somewhere with that. Y'all decided to do that because y'all did not want whatever, I don't know if they didn't want to open up a dialogue with Umberto over there or what, but Phoenix, Labs, all of these other developers have, because of that GSX integration. Let's just be real. GXX is just, it's pretty much a standard. Like when you buy Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, you go right over to FS Dream Team and go ahead and pick up GSX. That's just a gift. So why are we fooling ourselves, PMDG? Why are we fooling ourselves? And again, I'm not trying to turn it into a bass session or anything like that. Because I mean, the plane's freaking marvelous. I mean, the aircraft, hey, I ran some Southwest stops, man, and to the T. Flat. So I have no qualms with the fidelity of the model. No one's talking about fidelity of the model because I was watching my man Leo stream, and I don't know who was in the chat. They're like, it was some 737. He's some 737 captain. Yeah,
fanboy. That's
it was just like, well, it's the best aircraft. No one's saying it's not. We're talking about the practices, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Read the room. So it's just that right there bothers me because you have a young audience out there, our future, that you can't price people out of the freaking market. I had, prime example, Fly the Mad Dog MD-80. I've had it, man. I think, oh my gosh, dang near 20 years. I remember buying the MD-80 20 years back when 2D pound, that's all you were getting, and then they had some and then finally they got the update where it was like virtual cockpit, but I mean, as soon as you went to the VC, it was like 5 frames a second, terrible. But since I purchased it all those years ago, he has always offered an upgrade path. I 20 years, I paid that full price 20 years ago, haven't paid full price since. Even with this recent release here, with the with the Native 2024 model, offered a very fair upgrade path. So that's so you have all these developers, offering an olive branch to the consumer. Hey, we get it, and even if you want to charge, a somewhat significant upgrade price, we're going to at least bring the previous model to 2024 standards, whatever, like Any Bills did. You got a choice, call it slip, because to your point, Leo, 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna go ahead and get the upgrade anyway. You know what I mean?
So
it's just, I don't know, man. Come on, and then they sit here and act like we don't, we don't see, all the months ago when my man RSR, he wrote another dissertation about, the plan for the 737. And last I don't know, Leo, I mean, y'all keep me honest. I mean, I don't remember them really mentioning anything, in the $30 range. I'm just saying.
They said it was a cup of coffee. That's what they said.
Well,
now I will say this. It was so bad.
They must be drinking this for coffee.
Right. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
I was so pissed about it, guys. Again, it's not the $30 that pissed me off. It's just it's not what you said you were gonna do. That I asked my girl, she's a huge coffee drinker. Right before the stream I did on release day, I said, "Hey, do you know of any $30 cups of coffee?" And she's like, "Actually, yes," and broke it all down to me. And I was like, so apparently, there's this coffee that gets ingested by elephants and is pooped out, and then and it's fermented, and it's like $500. I think she said it was like a half a pound or
garage space.
Yeah,
for some poop coffee.
For some poop coffee.
And so that came out. I think she said when she did the math, it came out to something like $40 or $50 for a cup of coffee.
Heck no.
And
I imagine going.
This is the crap that we've got a SE situation with this daggone airplane, man.
Man, could y'all imagine going to Starbucks, bro? Yeah, let me get that poop coffee. right there at the.
It's called, I think,
Vanilla.
Black Rhino, or no, Black Ivory, or something like that. Is what it's
Man,
called.
give me some regular old community, man. Go on about my business, bro.
Man,
There you go. It's a lack of transparency that
Transparency.
sick the community.
Nah,
Off.
indeed, spot
Andy.
on, man.
Yep.
That's more what it is,
Yep.
bro.
Mhm.
Yep.
well,
Sure.
I wonder what's gonna happen when Microsoft Flight Sim 2028 drops. You guys are gonna buy
Oh,
the
don't even say that, XP. I'll be
Another
irritated. with that.
$30.
But here's the
man.
sad part, fellas. We sit here and whine and moan. When 2028 drops, we all gonna be up there with
We
our
all gonna be
cars,
on
bro,
it,
just
yeah.
shaking our head like,
Yeah.
dang, bro. Like,
Take
Take
it.
my money, man.
We need an NG in the worst way. We need some competition.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. Last thing I
Yeah.
have done with it. Competition. So in the Airbus market in Flight Sim, there's like 1,501 Airbus out there.
It's clapped
right?
out. I'm
Oh
the
my
Airbus
God.
guy, and I'm tired
He
of
clapped
Airbus.
out.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
tired
And
of
so,
it. I'm waiting for the 7.5.
yep, all these people have to behave themselves when it comes to how they handle their customer service. In the Boeing market, it's nobody. It's PMDG and one iFly
Mhm.
product. That's it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's why I've always said that I love PMDG for the product they build, but I'd love to have other people's rendition
Absolutely.
of Boeing planes.
Right. Yeah.
We should have at least 2 or 3 737 devs in here. I know the 75 is coming. We also need the 787. We also need competition for the 747. That's a whole different subject. You're gonna
Yeah.
drop the 100 before the 400.
That's the
Well,
nonsense
well-
they do all the time, though.
Well,
Telling you.
XP.
Yeah.
I think is like what I said on the stream the other day. This is what irritates me about them, is that this is part of their business model. They do the opposite because they know you're going to buy it. You want a 7.4, you're going to buy this 100, you're going to buy this 200. No different than they did in 2020 with the NG.
Yep.
They know the most popular variant was the 800.
Yep. Drop the
I have
last.
no doubt in my mind that, listen, what's different about the 700 from the 800? It's just, the systems are the same. It's the same exact systems. So I know it was done. You can't still be working on it. The flight model maybe need to be tuned here and there because the 700 climbs like a rocket, but you drop the 700 instead of the 800, the more popular variant. Why? Because we were jonesing for an NG. We were jonesing for a 737, and that's what they did. We know they're going to buy it. And so I think it's going to be no different than, with the 7.4. They're going to drop the 100 and then the 200 and then, once you're all tapped out, they're going to drop the 400 on you.
like who's gonna really send that dash 100 aside for me? Like nobody's trying to fool them. I sent a picture to Mike. Mike was like, "Man, ain't no way, ain't no folks fooling that engineer panel."
I thought that was a joke.
Now I'll fly because I love the 200, the fearless 200.
Oh yeah, the 200.
Yeah, I'll fly it, but
man.
I don't know about that SIVA INS if that's what it's got. I've been staying away from that thing.
Yeah.
Dave's trying to program that.
Old
thing, bro.
school.
No. Mhm.
Captain
Old
Chemtrails is in the chat, says Phoenix should come out with a Boeing, and I'm like, yes, a 787. Can you imagine
Do
a
it.
Facts, bro.
787?
Oh, man.
Oh
Do
my
it.
gosh.
Bruh.
We need a Dreamliner bad, man. I think what was Horizon and what's the other one? Bravo Airspace.
did one.
Yeah.
And I guess they get the job done. I know you XP and you Leo, you guys fly it relatively often. I guess it gets the job done, man. But we need a solid rendition of that for once. It's
Yeah,
been a
maybe it's a
long
job.
time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, we do. If we had that, it would be game on.
Game changer. And
Game
again,
on.
I'm an Airbus guy, but I love a Dreamliner, man.
I would kick the
love a
350.
Dreamliner.
I would kick the 350 to the curb.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So Cat Rob, you up to date now, man. So what's your perspective on all this?
It to me it appears, I guess I should ask a rebuttal question. What did you get with the new PMDG? Was
That's
there
a great question.
was
It's a great
there
call-out.
anything different? Like, I don't know, virtual airline integration,
Poquito.
charts,
Okay.
virtual flight attendant.
See,
Nope, still missing.
You are
that
making
experience.
us rant more now. Okay, fine. One,
'Cause
I thought, okay, when they said they were going to build from the ground up and they took a year, right, to do it.
Yep.
Remember what I said? The 2020 version worked in 2024 with a couple of tweaks, right?
Yep.
And they could have tweaked, but it goes, no, we need a year. They took a year to bring to 2024 standard. All the settings are still in the FMC and not in the EFB. EFB
Oh
is still
my
the same.
gosh.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
That didn't move. It's like, okay, all right, that's good. Yes, they did use the 2024 flight model and it flies better. It's smooth. The sound upgrade is better than 2020. Some say mid, but it's still better. I'm going to give them where to do. Got a couple of overhead bins that open. You got a couple of cookies that pop out when you pop out the manual for the airplane. The bathroom door doesn't open to see a lavatory, but you'll hear somebody says, "Hey, you know, I'm in the bathroom."
So they didn't want to model it.
The walk around mode, there's chocks in the walk around mode, but you can't move the chocks by clicking on it as you could do with other airplanes, right? You can't spin the fan blade a la Phoenix with your mouse. The panels that open and close, like the fuel panel and stuff, are okay. So yeah, they did some stuff, but and the plane
Oscar,
is
you're
nice.
right.
I will be fine.
Yeah.
I will be flying it a lot, right?
Yep.
That's gonna be my staple. It's the Phoenix and the PMDG 7.3. Those are the two. Like,
Interesting.
you want to sit down and get a flight off, that's it. But there wasn't anything
Groundbreaking.
Yeah, that's it. And that's it.
Interesting.
Y'all want my take on it? Or should I keep
No, man, go ahead,
No,
man.
you didn't put the tape on. No, that tape was
leave
not
the
on.
tape on, man. Go
Listen,
ahead.
the little things that XP is talking about, those don't even work right. You know, if you go outside, and I know Mountain Man was mentioning walk around mode. Well, it's a half, $$, walk around mode, because if you go out to try to manipulate the panels, the GPU door hatch closes right through the GPU cable. It's glitched through the GPU cable.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
There's like one or two hatches you can open from outside. The starboard side cargo hatches where the baggage would go, you can operate those from out there. But other than that, on stream I did a look in comparison on a night flight at the lights. Well, the lights, they're not punchy like the iFly. It looks mostly like the lights is just there in space. But in the iFly, that little oval ring in the center aisle up in the ceiling, like you can see the lights emitting from there.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. It's not. It's like almost not there in the NG. And for the record, I'll say this: when I did slide my 2020 version over into 2024, the cockpit looked almost the exact same.
Oh, wow.
Like the textures were there, they were popping. And my conclusion on that is I think it's just the way that 2020 makes things, 2024 makes things look better and renders it.
Yep.
So what did y'all do in the cockpit?
What did you actually do? I'm telling you though,
Wow.
I know they hate the word port. I read this morning that somebody got banned from their Discord for using the
Man,
word
bro, I
port.
seen it. Yeah.
But
man.
like that it feels like that's what they did, man. Like Chemtrail says, you notice the cabin is noticeably improved. I would say that's probably where they spent the most time. But other than that, I think your point around the lights, Leo, and the lack of dynamic popping of the lights is because they are porting the thing over from FSX. Like it's been, I don't know that they've spent, and I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong here. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know that they've spent, a good amount of time completely redesigning this aircraft since back in the day. Like to really truly take advantage of each of the rendering engines that these, subsequent flight sims since FSX has provided. Because when you compare it to your point, iFly and some of these other planes, especially like, as you're flying and you're coming through a cloud layer, or you could see the lights pop off of the clouds and whatnot. You truly get that immersive feeling, and I've yet to really see that in a PMDG product, especially not the 7.3.
I think they broke their own rule because I remember PMDG famously was one of the developers who wouldn't say anything to you about your product. No time, no nothing. You get it when you get it.
Yep,
And I
that's true.
think the community kind of pushed them in a direction where they wanted them to talk about a product more. And so they did. And the cup of coffee comment came out, and the build from the ground up comment came out. And people are like, okay, we're going to hold you to that word because you said it.
Mhm.
And then a year later, not 2 months, not a month, not 3 months, a year later, it's like, all right, okay, plane is here and it works, it functions, it looks okay, but I think we set ourselves up for disappointment because we thought it was going to be this huge update,
That's
and
fair.
or they oversold it, right? One or the other. It's either us who said, gave them more credit for what they were going to do, or they sold it to us where we believed that it was going to be like knock your socks off. Oh my God, look at this thing, kind
Yeah.
of.
Oh, they
So
they
it's
sold it.
one of those two
Yeah,
things.
they
Yeah, I don't
sold
know.
it. They
Leo, like, I'm not buying. Bro. They
No,
sold.
they sold it because I sat there, dude. I sat there and I listened to Rendazzo's video about the sounds. Now, I'm not, a sound engineer, but I do frequent Southwest flights. So, we ride NGs a lot, right? And if we're just speaking on that and the level of selling that he did in that video, to say things like, oh, well, we have actual 737 captains who just so happen to be to just so happen to be an audio engineer, say that it's 100% accurate. Well, there are several things in the sound pack that I know just as a passenger that's not present. Do I think, like he said, do I think it's a step up for their 2020 version? Absolutely. The sound pack does sound good. But I think it's more geared towards people that may get the aircraft on Xbox or PlayStation. They'll have a good sound pack to work with, a good bass. But I'm still waiting on Boris.
Can I say something on
Facts.
sound, if you guys don't mind?
Yeah, for sure.
So I've had discussion with a friend of mine in flight sim community that we talk all the time. And so the comment that he said, hey, we've had real world pilot, sound engineer that checked this out and it's authentic. For my part, I don't doubt him that it is. But here's the thing that I learned with simming and why we like Boris and BSS Soundpack and all these other guys. In simming, we're missing the feel and we're missing the smell and we're missing the atmosphere. Only thing we have is our eyes, literally, and our ears. Those are the only two senses we have in simming, in flight sim. This is why Soundpack has to overcompensate for the missing things that we don't
That's a
have.
really good point.
This is why when the Phoenix get that throttle retard in the IAE engines on takeoff and you hear it and you feel it like, oh my God, I am flying this plane. I'm
Yeah.
sitting in front of my desk, right? We're desktop pilots, right? The Phoenix sound pack does that as for a default sound pack. You feel the thing. And that's what we want. So it could be as accurate as you think. However, you gotta make it more cinematic, like Hollywood type, to feel that buzzsaw sound. Right, your speakers want to rumble on the floor because you're
Right.
not there in a real plane, and so I think sound packs need to overcompensate for that and not necessarily be accurate to the T. You know what I mean? That's just my feeling.
Yeah,
Why?
I agree with that.
Yep, that's my feeling.
Nah, you're spot on. You're spot on. That's actually a really good point. I've always felt that there was something a little bit different in it, but that makes the most sense from an explanation standpoint. And you're right. Boris takes it to the next level, and that's why we enjoyed and loved that so much.
Do you guys, to me, is it me? Because, to me, I think sounds and, visuals can be subjective at times, depending on the person and the audio reception, things like that.
Sure.
Does it seem to you guys that sound pack sounds more Boris like more toward that direction? Like, for example, you can hear like the tire scrub. Wasn't nobody messing with that until Boris started in there.
I agree.
Y'all noticed that, so it's just
that's competition. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It took that guy for PMDG to be like, well, dang man, we need to revamp our FS9 sounds that we were using this thing for decades. So it's, I don't know. I thought it was
and I'll add one thing to that. And then I'm done with that. But the guy that they brung on to handle the sounds in the NG was Echo 19. Now, Echo 19, I will 100% back his work. he started out over in DCS. For all of you guys that play DCS, he's done awesome sound packs. Like for the Hornet and the F-16 Viper. So I know the man's work is legit top notch. So I'm not discounting his work here on the NG. I'm just saying we just need boys. That's all.
I hear you, man. So as a real world pilot, though, what do you think about this sound debate that us desktop simmers talk about?
Yeah, I've had a struggle with this for the last several years lately, where I wouldn't hear a sound, but the sound would be in the simulator, and I go back and I'm like, okay, that sound is not necessarily there. One honed in detail that I really need these developers to do, and I love to see this in 2026 though, is understand that the aircraft has very different variants. Because it's a 737-800, they might not have the specific suite on that aircraft. And so, I think if somebody's going to make, a specific tail number, have all the same parts that are in there. And that way, we as simmers can say, oh, okay, well, yeah, KLM has these 737s and they have this, and these sounds are this way. Well, Delta has these 737s this way, and this sound happens this in this direction. And one of the things that I recognized the other day in a 319, I heard the brake fans for the very first time, and I'm like, oh my God, they're so loud. And I had to go down and start reading and figuring out and it's a different category of brake fans. I'm turning on brake fans forever, but it is an annoying loud sound. And I'm like, what the hell is that sound? I'm just sitting here like, I don't know what that sound is. And then, and I stuck my head out the window. I'm like, are those the brake fans? And then, and it was a 319. So I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. I'm closer. But I'm like, that's annoying. That's annoying as heck. Why would somebody have those things on? But nobody pays attention to it until you pay attention, because nobody knew that it was on, and it just happened to bother the heck out of me. And so we turned them off, and I happened to start digging some more. I'm like, wow, those are loud. I wonder if somebody would translate that sound from being the PTU sound from a 319 through a 321. And it's a pretty distinctive sound. I mean, you guys are the barking dog. But that little characteristic there, I think that will offer a little bit more immersion in not only sound, but aircraft fidelity. Just knowing that, like, hey, that paint job has that specific part on that plane that will sound a little bit more different. And then, so that's where I think like this, the real world community and the sim community kind of butt heads is, there'll be 40 different variants in different planes, and the sim community, we'll sit here and say, well, no, it's a 737. It operates this way. And so those details, I think we're advanced enough to know to hold these developers a little bit more accountable in that retrospect, and just say, oh, hey, you have November 70933. This has Primus Suite. This has Thales. This has a HUD. This has this. And then you got the stars are striped backwards on this one, and the flight attendant panel is here, and this and this. I think that would kind of alleviate some of the issues that we have in the community, but but help the developers kind of hone in on just one specific spot. I think FS Labs does this now, where it's a verified aircraft. Even though I sat in some of them, but I'm like, okay, I see where they're going. They're doing this. Hey, even though you have this specific aircraft, this plane doesn't have this installed. Whereas, if you go across the seas, this aircraft and this variant has that installed.
Yeah. FS Labs does nail that.
You leave it up to PM2G, that's $30 more. That's $60.
I was gonna say that is it. I listening to this, it does sound like you guys are beta testers now. You know,
Hey,
like 30
man.
$30
Yeah.
might have been a little bit
This is
too
a reverse
much.
beta test. They should be paying us. Shoot.
Yeah.
No, no,
Uh,
Be paying
I
them.
like that. I like that idea of verified tail numbers. Can you imagine? You get verified tail. When I say verified, it has everything as you mentioned, specific to that particular plane in real world. So you could like, all right,
yeah.
I'm gonna avoid that tail number. I hate that variant. Let's
Right.
fly this tail number over here.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Hey,
Yeah.
anybody out there listening? Good
Well,
business idea.
Yeah.
It would be. It'd
I
be
think also
nice.
that realistically, I think that is a lot of extra work, and that could
Yeah.
It is.
potentially drive up the cost.
Drive the
for
cost.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to think about, is it? I mean, let's just be for real.
Or can
Mo-
third
most-
party do it though? Can a
Well,
third
yeah.
party do that?
Optionality that you
I
can
mean, yeah,
purchase.
if a
You're
third
gonna have
party.
to.
Well, then
Yeah.
they would have to have access to the SDK of the airplane, and the
Mhm.
developers not, because of piracy issues and stuff. Developers not going to want to give certain aspects of the plane away.
Mhm.
I mean, a livery maker is not needing all of that. All they need is a paint kit.
Paint kit. Yep.
You know what I mean? So if we start doing like that, then now you're talking about the potential of reintroducing piracy into the deal, and then not only that, but it's going to drive up the cost for us.
Yeah.
And my last thing on that is, well, let's be for real. If we take probably one of the most in-depth aircrafts, and I'm gonna call it, and this is not in Microsoft, I'm gonna say just like the Flight Factor 777. That thing has a manual of over what, 600 or 700 pages. How many of us dig through that manual just to see what everything is as far as system wise? And you
True.
start adding every single thing that's supposed to be on this variant of 777 or that variant of 777. I don't know. I think it'll drive the cost up for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to pay.
100%.
To Mo Charlie's point, yeah. I mean, no one's saying, PMDG is the only dog in the hunt as far as price gouging. There's a myriad of developers out there, that,
Boy.
it's
Who charge full price and still not has delivered a full product yet. There's a couple I can think of out there,
Mhm.
and it's not PMDG. At least PMDG gives you a finished product for the most
The
part.
finished
right.
product.
Point A to
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
B, I can get there. Right.
See, I said
Still
something nice
waiting
about
up.
PMDG,
I'm
so
still
don't-
waiting on my E-Jet.
Oh,
You and me
Jet
both.
and
Bingo.
Eleven. There's a bunch of planes out there that
Yep.
are not complete, and even FS Labs is not complete. The Taylor's broken.
Yeah. FS
Yeah.
Labs, man. They I've got a love-hate relationship with them too, man. I've been a big fan of theirs from jump, but they're also an interesting set of folks. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, spot on, man. I'm with you though, guys, because it's I don't know, y'all. I think 2025 we saw a lot of awesome products released, but we have yet to see a decent RJ. Why? I don't get it. In terms of access, you could throw a rock and hit a CRJ, CRJ 200, or now I will say, to Airsoft's credit, they did update the thing. Is it to standard as relates to what we expect in a 2024 era aircraft? Debatable. But like the E-Jet, you can't not go to FlyAware and not see an E-Jet flight.
Mhm.
And I'm just wondering, man, what happened? It just seems like, and it's, I don't think, because you hear, some of the rationale as it relates to delays, having issues with the VNAV, things like nature. I totally understand that. I'm sure it's very a very complex process to take you're essentially modeling, avionics suite that costs, hundreds of thousands of dollars, trying to translate it into a consumer-based sim. And I totally get, the nuances in that. However, we're not reinventing the gosh darn wheel. PMDG does it. It may, you may pay a cup of coffee for it, but they do it. Phoenix does it. There's everyone has their own rendition of VNAV. So, but for some reason, here we are. We're still waiting. Tail end, 2025, man. We're still waiting.
Still struggling.
A decent fidelity.
I wish they just say that
RJ,
they just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I
of
agree.
And their 727 is an absolute beast. I love it. But that thing doesn't. It's old school, so you wouldn't expect VNAV systems on there. But I just don't believe they know how to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely I feel like a skill thing versus a desire thing. Rob, I know you gotta run, bro. You got a flight to pilot there. Appreciate having you on, man. Happy holidays to you.
Yeah,
and your family.
happy
Always a
holidays, you
pleasure.
guys too. Yeah. Sorry, I got to run. It's wish I had a little more time to dedicate to it, but
All good.
I do wish 2026 to be a fruitful year for everybody, and keep an eye out on another Airbus variant that's streaming.
XLR.
Because
XLR.
daggone well that's coming. you can smell it. Well, the devs might have a little more difficult time modeling this one, but I think they can easily do it within 2026. But and that'll be a wide body, not killer, but a rendition to it. 68,000 pounds is a lot of gas to be circumnavigating the globe.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
So
We'll see.
But been a pleasure, guys, and hopefully we all get to do this right again next year.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Rob.
Good to see you, man.
Absolutely.
Safe travels, my friend.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, you too, brother.
Charlie, it's a great segue. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say one thing about the Egypt, just to finish it up. Do what Airsoft and Tolis is doing. Bring in somebody who knows how the systems work. Bring in Xcraft. They'll do it. The X-Plane one is fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought there was some sort of partnership or collab there.
They bought the modeling of it.
Yeah, from Marco.
Right. Just bring Marco in.
Yeah,
team
man,
up and get it done. You're not going to make as much money, but you get a complete product.
I was going to say, why they don't. They don't, because again, they want to keep all the profit for themselves.
Cutting their profit margin, but at least it'd be a plane we could fly.
Yeah.
Anyways, man. 757. We've been waiting a long time for this thing. We've got a running joke here amongst the CTP crew that
oh boy,
we're never gonna see this plane. Or it'd be in the graveyard, right? That's the joke. What's coming first, the 757 or GTA 6? I don't know, man. That's if Charlie was here, we'd be here another hour. But what do you guys think? How you guys feeling about it?
I'm feeling positive. It's coming.
Okay.
We saw it at Expo. Some people had hands-on time with it. Chemtrails had hands-on time with it. Yes, it wasn't done, but the sounds were good. The visuals were good. I think the systems is what takes the longest, as you were saying. They also have, I don't know if you guys know about some internal issues. I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to say, but basically they got backstabbed by somebody trying to give the plane to people.
I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
So but I am hopeful, and this is not from anybody at Bluebird. I'm hopeful like first quarter. At least it'll be in the hand of beta testers or
Chemtrail says, wait, this thing's not going to be for 24?
Well, here's the thing. They said maybe 6 months ago or 8 months ago that because 24 was crap, and most people stayed on 2020. It was 50-50.
Right.
So they're still going forward to 2020 version, but they said that it's going to be 24 compatible right out the gate.
Okay.
Full-fledged 2020, and then they'll bring it up to full-fledged 2024. At this point, I don't care because that 2024 compatible airplane.
I'll reinstall 2020.
No. I think what's missing for 24 versus 2020, like
walk around. Things. That's it. Very few.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't care for walk around. The flight model is going to be better.
That's true.
For sure.
Right. And I'm missing certain things. I'm fine with a compatible 2024 mode.
Agreed.
I'm fine with that. So I am optimistic, but I could be totally wrong. This is not from Shervin at all. Shervin's a cool guy. Met him, talked to him, respect him, respect his words on it. And this was going to be out a year ago, and he decided to go from scratch and start over again.
Got
It is
it.
taking a long time.
That
but
makes a lot of sense, though,
I'm hopeful.
because we saw it at Houston Expo, and that was 23, summer of 2023.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm looking forward to it, man. I think, like I said, this year has been a fantastic year for flight simulation in general. I was about to say we've been given, but no, we bought. We've purchased so much. We have purchased so much to help fulfill and drive the immersion of what this hobby is. And I always say, man, there's no way I could picture this, 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's remarkable where we are today.
I have a controversial one for 2025 that came out this year. I know it missed a lot of people's radar.
What's
the
that one?
idea of renting sceneries versus buying them. Did you guys see that one?
We talked about that a little bit.
I don't know
It was a
how.
while back, but yeah,
it's on the marketplace. You can rent one. Yeah, you
it's
can go in there and rent.
interesting proposition, man. It's an interesting business model. So you brought it up, XP. So what are your thoughts on it?
I'm old school. I want to own my stuff, man. I don't want to rent anything, but the proposition for younger people is there to say, you know what? I can fly to any airport in the world, whatever they have in their arsenal, and I'm good for a small fee per month. I'm more like I fly to the same 15 airports all over and over again. Every now and again, I'll look for something out of the way, and I'll check FlightSimTO for the freeware or Xplane.org for the freeware. You got
your major stops covered.
I got my major stops covered. So I don't want to pay any more subscriptions. I'm trying to get rid of subscriptions, man.
We are subscriptioned out, man. Not just as a society. It's insane.
In general, yes.
In general. And that was my perspective on it as well. It's it probably helps with upfront capital, if you don't really have that to spend. But at the end of the day, I think, listen, it's an available thing for people to take advantage of, but it just isn't for me. It wouldn't be for me.
Yeah, I think I don't like the idea of this whole renting scenery bit. There was another portion. I don't know if this is the same thing that XP is speaking of, but there was something that I saw that it was a subscription base as well, but you get access to like 100 sceneries. Did you guys hear about that?
Was that Sam? Yeah, I've seen it somewhere, Leo.
Yeah, it's like I know it's not SoFly, but
no,
it was something that I saw where you paid like $16.99 or $17.99.
So how does it work? It's streamed in.
It would be streamed in as long as you're paying and your subscription is active.
Got it.
You will get 100 sceneries, but I don't think you get to choose what sceneries you get. Now I will say this. As a content creator, like XP said, he flies to 15 different airports. I try to fly to different airports, so it would come in handy for that. But the problem is, I like owning my stuff too, and so when you don't want the subscription anymore, you lose access to all of those airports.
Yeah, and I think that's a good segue to Andy's comment, because Andy, it's not like this, what we're talking about is not that. You get to rent it and then eventually own it, right? Try before you buy. This is like, no, you're all in on a subscription, and when you're out, you no longer have the scenery.
Yeah.
That's the, I think that's the
Sim Atlas. Is that it, Leo?
I can't remember the name of it, bro. It was something like that. I think so. Yeah. It was something along the names. I didn't pay too much attention to it because, like I said, I'm just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So according to this here, aka Google, Sim Atlas, a new platform offering $16 a month subscription for a large library of premium airport sceneries, allowing streaming or downloading of content.
105 free add-ons.
Is that what it said, Mike?
Yeah,
that's it then. Yeah,
man, I'm good. I'm good.
Well,
so what if you like forget or something, and then all of a sudden you load in, you're like on short final, and what you got like a black square or something?
Hey, it's streamed, right? It's streamed, right? So go on your phone and pay your bill.
Hey, bro. Well, hey, times hard, bro, man. I need that gas money.
Yeah. And this is what Greg says. What happens if your Wi-Fi shut off?
Well, I'll say this in relation to that. I don't want to do that just simply because if we get a lot of people that take part in that streaming sceneries, that's going to open the door. That's going to open the door to us paying the subscription for things like Microsoft. Look at CSS; they did it with the 737 Classic. You know, if they didn't send me a copy, I wasn't even fixing to pay $5 for that daggone thing on a monthly subscription, dog. Like like XP said, we don't want subscriptions. We want to just pay it so we own it. Navigraph is enough.
Yeah. My man, get that disconnection notice for
Oh my god! I'm feeling like
no, bro. Weird times we're in. Oh my gosh,
it's strange, man.
It is strange. I mean, look, it's just as scary with the streaming thing. I think about
PTSD.
Yeah, the day Microsoft servers go down, none of y'all got to be flying.
Nope.
I got my X-Plane over here.
Bro, I'm gone.
XP's like, I got my X-Plane.
Well, that's the thing about it is I know XP flies X-Plane and I fly X-Plane too. So if something happens to Microsoft,
I'm the outlier, man. I know Charlie and Johnny's. I got to get my X-Plane back on.
With that multi-thread update, changed the game.
I just updated. I hadn't tried it yet.
What does that do for X-Plane?
So hold on. Let's do it this way. And I'm sorry I'm taking over, but perfect segue to talk about Microsoft and X-Plane in 2025. Like the beginning of 2025 to now, any changes that you've seen between both? You know, what do you think? Better or worse? Indifferent?
Better. Absolutely.
Wow. Both or just one?
Well, both. I mean, we see. We all knew that 2024 was absolute kind of garbage when it first released. Yes. Sim update 2 to 3 for me is when I kind of really made the switch hard. Like I won't even touch 2020 now. X-Plane has since 12.3. It's been love. Like I can't even hold you. I mean, I did a whole week of streaming in X-Plane. And it was absolute love. The problem is, for some people it runs, without issue. But I was one of the ones where I had to tinker with it a little bit to get it stable. And now that it's stable, it runs just fine. So I think to say that, I think that X-Plane is definitely caught up with Microsoft in both the looks department. They just need to work on the scenery, but in the looks department, but both Sims, like, we're spoiled right now as the consumer. We are definitely spoiled. So
I can see that. I can only speak from one side of the coin, but I have been on the other side of the glass looking in from an X-Plane standpoint. And even I've seen the progress that has been made in the last couple of months. I think it's fantastic. I've thought about reinstalling it. I probably will give it a shot to X-Jet's point. Just to see. I've always liked X-Plane from a flight dynamic standpoint, from an ease of use, from an interface standpoint. I think Microsoft is just overly complex. They're getting a little bit better, but interface wise, it's just overly complex. And I do miss X-Plane to a degree. So
y'all are wrong for them controls or so though. Like that's ridiculous.
Oh my God! Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it from here. I always say it on my streams that whoever sat down and came up with the idea and said, all right, dude, we're going to change this thing up. Let's create 3 different kind of categories in one category for the same peripheral. And it's going to be awesome. They're going to love it. Just go and slap them and fire them and dock his pay.
I still don't understand it.
I still don't either.
I have no idea. I don't get the works.
Yeah. The 3 little bars at the bottom says, I still don't get it.
It doesn't work. That's the worst part of it. I tried to set up. What was I doing? Oh, because I tried to fly the 380, which does not work for me in VR, which is all I fly these days. But I tried to fly the 380, so I needed to set up controls, right, for the 4 engines. And it said it was specific to the 380. I didn't bother. It didn't work. So I switched to the 350. And lo and behold, none of the controls would work. I had to go back and redo things. I'm like, I thought it was specific to the plane. Why did it change it for everything? It doesn't even work. So not only is it overly complicated, it just doesn't work.
it's
Yeah.
for
stupid.
no reason.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I just set up a new control I have in X-Plane. Actually, two new controls I have in X-Plane. Took me 5 minutes because
Yep,
flap
yep.
was called flaps, aileron was called aileron,
That's
rudder was called rudder. It wasn't called something differently that I have to go search for and whatever,
it's like
whatever,
10
whatever.
different renditions of a throttle one axis. Like, what are we
Right.
doing?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But I must give him credit though. Once SU3, as Leo said, and SU4 came out,
Mhm.
it's lights better, it's smooth, it's
Oh,
butter, it's functioning well, and Microsoft 2024 now finally is what Microsoft 2024 should have been.
Should have been.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know
I-
it took them a whole year,
A whole
plus
year.
to get it
I only
there.
switched like 3
Andy
months
says.
ago.
Andy says it was designed by AI. The controls.
Had to have, bro. Like,
Yeah.
AI
And then they switched the keyboard shortcuts from 2020 to 24. It's completely different. Like,
completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
What
I
are you
had to
talking
go
about?
back and
bro,
I remember. I think it was taking me like 2 hours to try to get everything back. I think it was Charlie that said, "You just got to switch it back to Legacy." I'm like, "What?"
What?
The whole
I
time
tried,
I'm in
but
here
no.
messing with this thing.
No, I tried Legacy and I
It
still
didn't work
had
e-
issues. Yeah. Now I
Oh,
will
wow.
say this: what has been my saving grace in 24 is the fact that way long ago, some old fella named by the name of XP put me on to spad.net. So all of my profiles that I had for 2020, it was literally like they work in 2024.
Oh, it just maps it over. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so I just go and I select none. I make sure none. So it's not nothing's bound to at least
Yep.
my throttle is what I'm mainly focused on,
right.
and make sure none is bound. And I load up SPAD and
Good to go.
select my profile for that airplane and go.
yeah, need an external third party.
Yep.
Mhm.
But X-Plane also, something in the middle of the year, somebody sprinkled some Kool-Aid on X-Plane. All of a sudden, I'm looking at the sim going, is this the same sim? The look,
Exactly.
the atmosphere was different.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it's like
man.
overnight.
It's
I
overnight.
remember.
Wow.
Well, it's
It was
competition.
okay. I was going back. Yeah, it's competition. Exactly.
They don't want to admit that,
No,
but it's
trust me.
competition.
It's competition.
yeah.
Made Austin finally hire some people
Yep.
that knew what they were doing.
Does
and
it
say,
finally
hey, bro,
look that good now? Let me.
Oh, he
Man,
Cloud?
flight factor. Send that flight factor 777, Mike,
Uh-huh.
and come back and let us know.
look, you always have to fly,
Really?
but the cloud, it's the best atmospheric still. The clouds and the weather
Mhm.
radar that they dropped in there is
Game
1
changing.
for 1. Tilt, pan,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
They just
Wow.
got to fix that daggone warp speed rain. Where
Yeah.
this-
Oh,
Oh,
man,
that's
yeah.
still there. That's
Hold
still
on,
a
yeah,
thing.
like,
hold
That's
on.
still there, bro.
Hold on with the warp speed of rain, because I asked V1 Sim, I'm like, all right, really, what is it in real life when you're coming in, landing on final, the lights are blaring and it's raining? He goes, he had to turn off some of the lights in the real plane because you get that effect coming at you when it's so heavy, just to be able to see, because that light bounces off of each of those drops. Now, is X-Plane overdoing it? I think a little bit, yeah.
That's my issue today. I mean, V1 spot on, but
Yeah.
it's just to me just over. It's just
It's
overdone. It's like,
overblown. I've
right.
landed with the lights on in the rain coming in. Then again, I'm not landing a 737 with landing lights, but little small Cirrus lights. But it don't look like that. I think it's
Like Star Wars, though.
it don't like
Warp
Star Wars,
speed.
man.
I know.
But I think I'm looking at some screenshots here, man. You guys are right. It definitely has
One more
come.
thing. I just updated the latest beta just before we came on here, and it now has Toby integrated in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a
really?
big one.
Yes,
Yeah.
like Microsoft did. I deleted the Toby plugin from the old one. It's now in the sim, and it is smoother than Microsoft. And the controls
Wow.
are easier than Microsoft to manipulate.
Huh.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like all the parameters for Toby is now in the slider switch in the settings in X-Plane. And what I love about it, when you go into the settings, you can see your changes right away. You don't.
Oh,
You're
wow.
not. The sim will be paused, but you're seeing your head movement, and you can fine tune it right in the controls, and it's so smooth. I was like,
We're gonna
holy
have to check that out.
Oh yeah. For
Yeah.
Microsoft, I had to go do outside externals, save it, import it, save the name of it. I just gave up because it never worked for a minute. Yeah, I just gave up. So it is
Wow.
installed now. The only thing, Leo, since you fly X-Plane and Johnny, is that I realized that my wing view save buttons from the num keypad don't work when I have a head
Don't
tracking.
work.
But just toggle it off and they
Ah.
work again. That's it.
So you mean when you say it don't work, that means you can't switch to it or you can't save them?
you can't switch to it. So like in Microsoft, when you take off and you go wing view, like to see the takeoff, you can pan your head around and move.
Okay.
With the Toby and X-Plane, those shortcuts don't work. But quickly toggle off head tracking and your wing views work
I was
again.
going to say they have a pause button, so when you're just sitting in the cockpit and you're moving around, reading, chat and stuff.
Right. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when
it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's
but
not a
that
big deal.
works. No, it's not a big deal, but just so you know. So X-Plane has come a long way. Microsoft has come a long way for 2025. I think we have been spoiled. Somebody said it this year with just the add-ons we have and all that stuff, man. And the
It's
sim
fantastic.
itself.
Fantastic.
2 good running sims I have. I have 2 smooth sims.
Smooth sims, exactly. And like I said, that multi-core update for me, just because I was getting like averaging maybe 30-40 frames a second. Now I did a little trip and then the Flight Factor 777 this morning, and averaging about 70 frames a second, and just butter.
Yeah.
Absolute
I haven't even
butter.
tried it yet. I updated earlier
Oh my
the day
gosh.
before this.
Oh,
Man,
see, that's a
I'm
really
saying-
good point. How is VR in X-Plane?
Hold on a second. Mike, the last time we talked, did you get VR yet? When I was trying to sell you guys VR?
I've been
Oh,
flying
we
VR
sold
for
the
8
next day?
months, man. And we were sold the next day, bro.
You guys got VR.
Oh yeah.
Was I lying or was I exaggerating or was it
No, game
that's
changing.
all
Yeah.
I fly now is pure 100%. So much so
I
that
can't get
Chase
Mike
Plane,
in 2D anymore.
I will not fly 2D anymore. Chase Plane caused 2 CTDs on me today, by the way. I just realized it's because of VR. But yeah, it's XP. You were right, man. Game changer.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Game changer,
Once you're
especially
in that
when
VR.
you are flying the heavies. Like we just talked about earlier today, being inside that cockpit of the A350 in VR. Oh my gosh, totally a different level. It's like you're actually in these aircrafts, especially like I said, the heavy jets. But yeah, I think my concern that I've heard, at least through the grapevine, was that VR in X-Plane still needs some work.
Yeah, last time I checked, it's still bad. For many different reasons, you know.
Is it mainly performance?
One is performance. 2 is the mouse interactivity in Microsoft, because I don't know how you do it. I don't use the wands.
No, me neither. No,
I use my mouse to click around the
Same.
3D cockpit.
Yep.
In X-Plane, if I remember correctly, instead of a mouse pointer, you get a hand like this, and it's this big.
Yep.
So you're trying to reach for a switch, you're covering the switch.
Oh, that's
It's like a
crazy.
big hand, you know. And then the performance was bad. I got crashes going in and out of it. Microsoft's got a quick toggle. Was it like Alt Shift or something?
Yeah,
In
Control
Shift
Tab or
D
something like
or
that.
Control-
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I changed. Yeah.
X-Plane, I think you can set that up, and I have tried, but it pauses for a long time going in and out of it. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. I got to hold on a little bit.
Still got a ways to go. But I'm gonna tell you, man, it's absolutely, we're in an amazing era right now. Just simulation as a whole, because I'm gonna tell y'all, and I've had this conversation before with Mike, that X-Plane was stale for a few years before Microsoft, got back in the game, and Sobo got back in the game. I mean, X-Plane 9 stayed X-Plane 9 and X-Plane 10. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
And now it's just the cadence and the progression and the updates just insane now. And I mean, I'm here for it, gents. I mean, this is absolutely the only thing I would love to have in X-Plane right now is give me a GXX equivalent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That for
I don't
years,
know,
bro.
fellas.
Yeah.
We need
that
that
for years. Yep.
We need that. I kind of I'm with you on that. Like, we talk our crap about, Microsoft and versus X-Plane and this. But you know what? I've never been more prouder, if you will, of being a dual simmer, if you will. Because we have the luxury that if something happens,
Yep.
we just go fly the other one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When my X-Plane was messing up, I'm like, all right, cool. I still want to stream. I still want to fly. I don't have a lot of time to tinker with it. I'm going to go fly Microsoft.
Getting Microsoft, yeah. Or vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Yep.
So yeah, it's
True. Yeah.
It's a great day.
Yeah, one of these sim developers decide to screw something up with an update. That's unpleasing to me. I'll put it away for a week. Go jump on the other one. It's it. Yeah, man, It's true. That is the luxury that we have, Leo. We're thankful this year for all the hardware, all the software,
yeah.
all the peripherals. The sims are working good now at the end of this year. Like they're both smooth.
Both
Like
smooth.
they're
Yeah.
both smooth. So
Yep.
just pick the plane you want to fly. Somebody say, hey, what do you prefer? I'm like, you know what? Pick the plane you want to fly. Go fly that bad boy.
Go fly it. Yep.
So
That's
Mike,
why
you
I
got to
say
get a
we're
777
spoiled.
next plane.
I got him, man. It'll be 2D for now, but I think I could stomach it because it does look phenomenal. I love the how, and I've always loved this, the textures, the ground textures in the asphalt, and when it's wet and how it comes across in X-Plane. I think they still do a better job than Microsoft in that regard. It looks true, true to life, certainly more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been a heck of a year. I think we've progressed and come a long way from a flight sim standpoint. Any other topics we missed? XP, I do gotta blame you for the Moza game, man. I gotta blame you. I gotta jump on the Charlie bandwagon, dude. I saw your videos and the setup and the streams, and I was like, man, I gotta go get this thing. So I got the yoke first. Was it yoke? No, I got the side stick first. And I didn't even know they were coming out with the smaller version. So I watched your stream. AB9. I watched your stream. 3 weeks later, they came. You showed up with an AB6. I'm like, XP, you got to be kidding me, man. This AB9, man, to your point, is like a car battery. It's heavy. It's in the way. It's crazy. But other than that, man, I love it. I love both the yoke and the side stick. It's been a game changer for flight sim. What Charlie?
We're revoking your PTO, so you're no longer on PTO.
Just don't fly a 650 with Johnny. I'm like, ATL still got a hole in it. That wasn't my fault. That was Johnny.
The AB9 though, the AB9 is, from what I've heard, people who have tried both, is better. Right? No, really? Not to take it from the AB6. Don't get me wrong. I love my AB6. Like,
it's best for Airbus. Okay, that's good then. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The AB9, it's just a stronger motor. And somebody said the AB6 has maybe plastic cogs in there. I don't feel it. You know, all I know is when you put that profile, I have the V1 profile in there for the Neo and also for the CEO, because apparently it's two different feel. Okay. And I was trying to explain to somebody that they're like, why does the Airbus need force feedback? I'm like, no, it's not the force feedback. No. It's the fact that you can tune these to mimic what's in the real world.
Right.
It's hard to explain. The damping effect.
You have to feel it. Yep.
You have to feel it. Yeah. Yep. Stuff like that. And then, listen, talk about wing. Moza is slowly creeping up in the flight sim community. Moza is a racing.
Been watching them.
Yeah, I mean,
I knew that from both WinWing and Moza. See, I've been on WinWing before WinWing was known really to this community.
Because DCS, they were hard,
because
man.
they were already in
really?
DCS.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And I have their F-18 stick and their F-18 setup. So I knew what they were capable of. And I've always said, if they ever hit this side of it, like the commercial side, game changer. And now look, Moza's the same way. Blue got me on to the Moza racing setup.
Right.
That I use for both my trucking sims now and my racing sim and all of that. And, once they came over to the flight sim side of it, it seemed like, it's another story of WinWing.
Yep.
Yeah. So. I have a Moza product right here in front of me right now that I'm trying to ask them like when I could show it off to you guys. And at first
nice.
I saw it and I was like, yeah, that thing is a joke. Seriously, like I guess I tend to underrate things.
Yeah.
When you get to try it and see what they're trying to do, you're like, holy crap, these people are like serious. So you European and American manufacturers, man, step up your game. Come in the industry.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. The Asian people are showing out and show you guys how it can be done.
Absolutely.
What about made in USA or made in Europe or made in England or France? What happened? You guys are not doing nothing. You got to step up your game. There's tons of room left. There's no Boeing motorized throttle for the consumer out there yet.
No.
There's big ones for $3,000.
Not for a good price.
Well, I think they've got to find a way to put it into, like, WinWing has to find a way to put that into the TCA yoke form factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that thing is just too big. It looks nice and it feels nice, but it's just entirely too big. And I don't even know how I'll mount that on my next level racing seat here. Like, it's just not possible.
I got some saws and some screws and some.
Yeah, man.
Start
XP
making
said,
like
"You
that.
give me the hardware, and I'll make it work."
Saying, bro, Lowe's has been hating me. I picked up the flightsim.com.
Oh, that's right, Johnny. So you've got what's been
And
your experience with yours?
bro, it's game changing. Like,
Hold on, what are
I'm
we
telling
talking
you.
about?
Sorry, so Johnny, tell them what you, because you, instead of Moza, you went with
Yeah, I went with
Flight Sim.
FlightSim. I went with FlightSim.com, and I think for me, one of the driving factors that, because I'm an engineer at heart, so I love tinkering. So I love the ability if something breaks on me, because force feedback, you're in my mind, you're introducing, more moving parts, things fell. And I like the idea of, going in there and replacing a pot, or going in there and replacing a motor, or replacing a belt. And just based on my research, I looked at, what Moza was offering, what Wing Wing was offering. I looked at, my man XP Blue Streams, and I'm remembering the keynote that Fabian had, at an expo when he was talking about the yoke and looking at the build out. And I was just like, man, like I love the ability. I can take, 4 screws off, pull the top off, swap apart, keep it moving. You can, make changes to the motors. I believe they're working on a 737 yoke that, they'll ship, and, you can, mount it on, your existing setup. And it's just been really, and this is crazy because none of this was in the conversation a couple of years ago, and now we have all these manufacturers, dropping, just hardware piece after hardware piece that, because I've always, wanted, something that, provides me like a level of immersion with force field. Because I'm gonna tell you, the sensations change depending on the speed in an aircraft, as it relates to the control. So your traditional spring assisted setup just doesn't give you that level of fidelity to make certain, to make certain corrections, in terms of hand flying. And I know most of us, we take off, press the AP button, and let it do its thing. But when you're flying GA, or you're doing, practicing stalls, things like that, you got to have that feedback. And I say all that to say, for me, flightsim.com gave me the ability to, to make those, make those adjustments and, changes, as I see fit, and that was like with Wing Wing. I don't know if you've seen that, Leo, but you can adjust, like they have a spring and cam kit you can buy for your Wing Wing joysticks. You can, pop, a couple Allens off, change your spring kit out, boom, good to go. With their Orion setup, they have I think it's like MS, I forget what, but it's almost kind of like an inductive based sensor that's actually used in a real world F-16, where you make in like small, like, because I'm not sure if you guys know, but like an F-16 stick, it moves like maybe a few
it doesn't move.
at all.
It's a pressure sensor.
Pressure sensor, right? Well, you can get that, and mount it in your setup, that sensor mounted in your setup from Wing Wing. And it's just boom, you got one for one. So I love the way the going back to the yoke discussion. I love the way Moza looked. I love the fact that they took the technology from their racing heritage, where you can detach the wheel. Because I looked at that hard during my iRacing days. And
it's fantastic, man.
I love it. I love it.
Fantastic.
And look, there's mine's right there up on the wall.
I know. Look at yours.
It's got the GT wheel, and then the other one.
And the other one.
You can't see the trucking one. The trucking one is up above that.
Oh man.
Yeah, that quick disconnect stuff is it.
Game changer.
Yeah. But that's real technology though, from real race cars.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely. I just think we're at a really good place, guys. It's just, I don't know, the price points are, because force feedback isn't a new thing. Because y'all remember the Microsoft Sidewinder
years ago for $1 million.
Yeah, like folks were still trying to buy that like 2020, on eBay, try to find it just to get that, just to, get reacquainted to that force feedback field.
Yeah.
And, now we got, all those, all the Mo's offerings and things like nature. It's just, it's just awesome. Just an awesome point in time right now. But
I think it's only going to get better.
Man,
Yep.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
just,
yeah.
we're just scratching the surface here, fellas. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm curious to see. I'm not sure if you guys have been paying attention to Honeycomb's reentry. Our friend Nikki, I think what's his company name?
Meridian.
Yeah, Meridian. Yeah.
Mhm.
They got some offerings right around the corner. And I got friends over at Yalman, which which they are American based. They have the controller, where you're gonna go, and I think it might be Xbox compatible, I believe, at this point. So it's a lot going on, as far as hardware wise, for sure.
There's another Asian hardware person out there that's slowly coming in called Rosefire.
Oh,
And
yep.
I have the Rosefire overhead panel, the big one, and there's more panels coming out there for Airbus. Like Airbus is getting everything. I'm so jealous of Airbus.
What's that one you got, Mike? Is that
growing stuff?
Which one? The overhead I got Skalarki.
Whatever the name is, yeah.
Boom Shakalaka.
There's Skalarki.
Skalarki is one.
And there's also Wingflex has an overhead panel.
Yep.
It's like a mini overhead panel, but it has all
this
the
thing's so
buttons
heavy I
and
can't even
everything
pick it up.
works.
Yeah.
It's like a 80% scale overhead panel they have.
For which one? Wingflex?
Wingflex.
I didn't know. I had their radio panel. I didn't know they had an overhead.
Oh yeah, the Wingflex overhead panel is the fully including the lights.
Huh.
They were at Flight Sim Expo. It's just like a 80% scale or something like that. So it's on pre-order right now. Oh yeah, it's on pre-order. So
you don't want to know how much I paid for this Skalarki one. Jeez.
Oh yeah, Skalarki is it.
Whoa.
But Skalarki is the real deal though.
So it mounts on your monitor?
No, you can put it on a stand over your head. It's
yeah,
got
that's how I have mine.
It's got a vase mount.
Yeah.
Wow.
I put it on a vase mount.
What kind of vase amount do you have for the Skalarki? Because I can imagine it's heavy.
It's super heavy. It's the I've had mine standing though, so it stands. But when I have it up, it's behind the TV on the regular base amount. I got it from Amazon.
Okay, so it's a big stand.
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that. So the hardware. So flight sim games step up with the two sims. Add-on games step up. Scenery's already there, and hardware stepped up this year. And as Leo said, it's going to be even more next year. Your pockets are going to be burning next year. Oh, God. Oh, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's wow.
It is, hey.
Don't give her your card because you need it.
Exactly. But look, all the other hobbies cost money. If you're
That's true.
tuning, costs money. Golf costs money. Soccer players spend tons of money. Like everybody plays. So
you gotta pay to play, man.
You gotta pay to play. Yeah.
And I'll say one of these like Captain Will, member of my community, he's big into RC airplanes. We had a conversation just a couple of weeks ago that when he kind of got into RC, flight simming is what he kind of wanted to do, and as he transitioned over there, he realized, yes, it's expensive in flight simming, but it's way cheaper than going out there in the field and crashing a plane that you put together you spent all winter or something like that building or working on. I mean, so he's right. Everything costs money.
Everything costs
spot
money.
on. Because I think
that's actually a really good call out, man. Buying hardware expo. I mean, you'd have to probably ship it unless you bring in something with you.
That's the thing.
Oh, I always bring an extra luggage for souvenirs. I always.
This ain't no souvenir though, bro. This is like hardware. I'm leaving with something.
Listen, I'm leaving here with something. I'm from around the way.
Rookie just said it. Racing sim is not cheap either.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That is probably
those hydraulic pedals they have, the Hosenfeld or whatever.
Oh, good grief.
That is probably the only.
There are hydraulic pedals.
What?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Man, I had what did I have? I had the pedals that I had were, what do you call those? Forgot, but they were stiff.
Load sensor.
Load sensor.
I got the same setup, XP.
Yeah, exactly.
So XP, whatever happened to your Moza stuff? Zato has been saying he's been trying to get you back in the sim racing.
That's right.
I got all my Moza stuff right here. Let's do it
for a while, XP.
So I gave away the racing chair, and I packed up my Moza back in the original box and packaging and plastic and put it away. It's actually behind this monitor right here for future. When my wife decides she's going to get out of this office and give me all
Future
the space.
consideration.
Future considerations, yeah. I didn't get rid of it. I'm going to be driving, man. I'm keeping that Moza because that GT wheel that Leo have behind his head is sick.
2,400.
Yeah, that-
Good lord.
What do you mean? Each pedal?
Yes. Yes.
Wait a minute.
It's-
Each
it doesn't
pedal,
come as
like
a pair?
the gas pedal, is
Yeah.
$2,400.
There's Mikey.
Yeah.
Day. What's up, Mikey? Yeah,
That's
it's true.
crazy.
So, yeah, it's all there.
Dude, that's the car. Like you can go like get you one of them cash cars for like 2,400. Man, get out of
It
here.
could
dude,
cost you more than a used
dude.
car.
Dude, I'm telling you, some of
Wow.
those racing sim setups are
Yeah.
equal to like a whole Scholarchy freaking cockpit.
Damn.
Wow.
Like it's serious. That's the only other community that I've seen that is
touches
probably
ours.
more hardcore than ours.
And we're not
Mm,
even talking about motion in that.
Right.
That's
And
true.
most of those guys are running motion with base shakers. Their thing is vibrating. You
Wow.
know, if your right rear is spinning and losing traction, you can
Yeah,
feel it
You
in
gonna
the
feel
seat.
that.
Oh, that's
Like,
crazy.
It's dope,
Yeah.
bro. It's
Yeah.
so
That's a
dope.
4-pin.
And
Gas
that's
24
probably
clutch.
funny you said that. Motion sim is probably the one thing that hasn't come over to flight sim big time. It's there.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys at Expo, they have their motion rig and stuff. It's a few $1,000s for it, but it hasn't come over big time yet.
That's true.
You know,
True.
yet. You know, and
Wow.
next 2 years, it's gonna be like
It's
everybody's
gonna
gonna
be a
be
bigger thing.
I wouldn't necessarily say that XP. I know about 5 or 6 different motion rig companies. The issue is they're all well over $7,000.
Yeah.
So you think
I
it's
mean-
the price entry is still a little
the
bit too high?
price is just too high. It hasn't
Price entry
come
price.
over here enough to the point where they can start bringing the price. Next Level Racing has some motion rig stuff.
I'm sorry, fellas. I'm taking my butt to the airport for $7,000. I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like
That's
Next
halfway to
Level
the
Racing
ticket, man.
has some motion rig stuff that you can put this chair on.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
there, there's a couple other companies like what is it, DOF, Degree of Reality,
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I did
DOF,
see that.
DOF
I
Yeah,
did
reality.
see
that thing is like $7,500 for that
Yeah.
6-axis motion rig. It's like $7,500.
Man, speaking of the chair, I've been meaning to ask you guys. You guys
Next Level
sit in
Racing's
those
got one, too.
in those chairs for hours upon a time. They comfortable? The chairs you guys sit in right now?
Honestly,
They're not a. Okay,
No,
they're
I'm
not
just
an office-
curious because right,
They're not
right,
an office
right,
chair that you could just
Right.
recline and spin around.
right.
Right. So it's purpose built for sitting in front of a sim, just like you sit in an airplane seat.
Yeah,
Is it comfortable? It's firm enough that my back does not hurt me.
got it.
Right. But you'll see me moving around and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
because the cushions can wear out, which is one thing
Mm.
Next
See,
Level Racing
hold on.
should have done is offered additional cushions. For
Oh,
Memory
he
foam.
got it.
I
One of
use
those
memory
memory
foam.
foam. Okay.
So, but
So,
I can't sit in an office chair and sim anymore. It's not firm enough. It's
Yeah.
not rigid enough.
That's
It's
fair.
gonna swivel on you. You're gonna have to lock that chair.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's a trade-off. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Now I don't work in front of this computer, but I do
Yeah, it's
sim
a
4 or
difference.
5 hours at a time.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is a trade-off. But as like what Leo has, it's good for your peripherals to mount on the sides. Like that's what got me putting my
Wow.
controllers down low, my throttle in the right place. It's the fact that the Next Level Racing chair that I have, you could mount your tiller on one side, your side stick on the other side, and all that stuff.
yeah.
Not
Mhm.
up here that we used to have it. It's
Yeah.
down low now, right? It's more ergonomic, like
More
what it
immersion
would be.
too, as
More
well.
immersion. That's
You're
a
in the-
trade-off.
You're in the
But the seats are not bad. They're not like
Okay.
my back doesn't hurt at all. I've
Got
no
it.
backache.
That's cool. I always wanted to.
And they weigh a ton.
Oh, really?
Really?
Dude, when the box shows up at your house, it's 150 pounds.
Damn.
And they're heavy. You're not
Yes,
gonna be
man,
moving
it's
these
happy.
around. You can get wheels for them, but you ain't moving them around. It's
Mm.
heavy.
well, I mean, the one that I've got mine's on casters, the Next Level Racing casters.
Oh,
It is-
okay.
it is heavy, but it's easily rolled. These casters are very premium casters.
Oh, so
Mhm.
but you have to get something special for them to be able to roll them like that.
Oh,
So
they
Next
lockable?
Level-
Well, yeah, the casters are lockable, but
Okay.
Next Level Racing sells the casters. Now,
Ah,
I think
okay.
they're a little
Oh,
overpriced. You
okay.
can probably use any caster, but what I've noticed is that they have special threads to where it only works with their chairs. You see what I'm saying? So I paid $50 for 10 casters, and it's funny because this seat here only uses 6, and when I built my racing rig, my next level racing rig, I had 4 casters left over, so I put them on that. So when I want to interchange and stuff, I just roll this out the way and roll the other one in there. But picking it up, moving it to a different room, and all of that, nah.
No. Wow.
Gotcha.
That was the single biggest when I bought this house. What, 2 years ago now? A year ago? The single biggest dread was moving all of my flight sim gear, mainly these chairs, because I lost the instructions. I wasn't really willing to rebuild it, and so me and my sons like literally brute forced it. Rudders, the TPR rudder, the big aluminum rudder pedals still connected. We didn't disconnect nothing, dog.
No.
Yeah, you have to break them down for your standard door to go through and stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, now the sides we did have to take those off and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy. It was
Gotcha.
like a four-man job.
But it regular office chair over time, it squeaks and it moves and it
Yep.
yeah,
It's true.
It's like an immersion thing, definitely. So, and that's the next conversation about home cockpits. You could do CST gaming route or CST simming route and build a full-size cockpit. Rookie had that. CST doing one for an Airbus, or I'm doing what I'm doing, which is a semi-realistic layout, but not the full thing. Even though I feel like I want to add the primary flight display and nav display now, it's just creeping up.
That's the thing, man. Once you start, like it's hard to not continue and keep going, because it's like I could just add this one more thing. Before you know it, you got yourself a full cockpit, man.
I think my issue with that is I do like what CST's got there, and even what Rookie had and things like that, but it just kind of locks you in. I fly too much different stuff to
that's what
to have a
That's
Boeing
fair.
specific or an Airbus specific thing. So I'm more so along the lines of what XP said as well. Like just piecemeal it together. I'm with you on the screens though, XP, because I'm thinking about getting some little ND screens or something.
And they're inexpensive. And they're plug and play USB.
Yeah.
Pop the screens out and you have your primary flight display and nav display right there.
Yep.
And work them into your system. But
what are you guys doing for USBs? Because I shout out to Charlie. Man, I bought a 16 port powered USB.
Same.
I got 4 ports left.
lot.
Let me
I got
tell you,
4 USB hubs over here.
I got a 16 port plus another 10 port plus a 5 port, dog. Like, you'll run out quick, man, once you enter this game.
And what did it for me was when Wing came out with the switch for the electronic switch for the autopilot disconnect for the
for the
autopilot panel.
For this one here.
Oh yeah. So what happened to me was, okay, I set it up, I put the switch in. There you go, right?
Yeah.
And I flipped that switch just before takeoff, and on takeoff, everything froze up. I was like, what happened? And CST was the one who goes, bro, it's pulling too much power from your USB.
Too much juice.
Yeah, from one port. That's
was it plugged in straight to your computer, or are you talking about from the USB?
No, it was part of a unpowered USB hub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's when it's like it draws a lot of power. Not realizing that all the stuff plugged in really does draw a lot of power.
5 volts a piece, and then the current, the amperage. Yep, it adds up for sure.
Sabrent. I don't know. That's the one. That's the one I have.
I still haven't gotten that switch yet. I got to get it.
Yeah. And so it takes up a lot. You as you said, Johnny, you're gonna have to be an engineer at some point to run all the connections that you're adding to your sim. Yeah,
it won't be long. Yeah, because I watched some of those cockpit builds, and it's just, man, you might as well be an A&P, with some of that. I mean, they're soldering, bro. Like they're using oh man, it's.
I'm fixing to build me a little center console here, like what XP did, man, because I'm getting tired of the way I got this ghetto rigged up.
Leo, for what's coming, you're gonna want to build a side console.
Yeah.
Remember, Wing has a whole plan. The radio panels, all this stuff's coming out. The ATC panel, the squawk, the whole thing is coming.
Right.
And all right. So here's what happened to me today. I'm doing some testing and I'm flying around, and because of the EFIS on the autopilot and the PAP3 panel and the FMC and the radio that I have, it's just touching everything. It's no longer mouse. And then I had to go put the stupid switch for auto brake on. And I'm like looking for a physical switch to do it and go, damn it, I gotta grab the mouse now and go click over. It's that transition over from what used to be all 100% mouse to now I'm almost like 50-50 mouse and hardware. And I can see where it's gonna go 70% hardware, 30% mouse.
It's hard to go back.
Hard to go back.
Hard to go back. That's why even in VR, I'm running this stuff. Like, so I think we were talking.
I still don't know how you doing that, like, man.
You get used to it.
I feel.
I've tried it. I'm like,
you just
muscle memory.
Remember the ones we have. Like, it doesn't block everything below, so I can still see my FMC or McDo. You get used to the EFIS panel or the FCU panel. You know where all that stuff is. The overhead panel. You just get used to it.
Yeah.
Even in VR, it's nice.
And how I know the hardware is good, we flew into, was it Chicago the other night? 160 people flying in or whatever. It was crazy. But agency was on the ball. But they were giving you vectors and directs and altitude changes and holds.
You gotta have that hardware.
And that mouse crap.
You're like this with the hardware. Boom, 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 boom.
It's so much more efficient, especially in a high workworkload scenario. That's what
exactly. Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Rookie, those pictures are insane, bro.
Yeah, it makes a difference. So, I think that's where we're heading. 2026, 2027, we're heading to physical hardware.
Yep.
The sim is consistent. Almost all the sceneries are done. The planes are coming out one by one, but hardware is going to be the big thing. And if Wing Wing ever drops that yoke that we saw, that full size yoke that stands up, forget about that.
I hope that was just a prototype. I want them to make it somehow smaller. Like it's
the floor mount. I don't know, man. You're gonna have to bolt it to your chair.
Well, the thing is, if you put it on this rig here, the yoke will be sitting up here, like way at face level.
It's that large?
Yeah, it's tall. I mean,
it's full size, man.
My man's gonna be like on an airplane, a movie, trying to
full size.
I gotta look at that again. It's been a while since
it comes up to like your probably like your waist when you're standing. Like it's tall.
It's tall.
Oh, this is
Leo adjustable. Like the tubes, the base from the bottom to top. I hope they make them like adjustable based on your chair height. That makes sense, you know.
Yeah. See, my problem is with hardware. Like I guess my only conundrum as it relates to hardware, and I think Leo kind of alluded to it. I send too much crap, man. I may be in the Lear 3.5 1 minute. I may transition into the Black Square or the same day, bro. Ask Mike, man. He be at 1 minute.
Be in 3 different planes throughout the day.
Yes.
This is why
I be in the Yonkers or something. I don't know. You know what I mean?
This is why Moza needs to make different yokes for that base. Right.
Yeah.
Give me a 7.3. Give me a handlebar style.
Wait. Speaking of that, XP, y'all forgot about the company Virpil.
Yeah.
Now it's not force feedback that I know of, or maybe I'm wrong.
Man, I don't know.
Maybe
Virpil has different
but they're coming out. If it's not already out, they've got the Embraer style handlebars.
That's right. Yes.
I remember they were cooking on it. Weren't they cooking on it?
Yeah, they were cooking on it. I think you could buy it now. But you buy
it's a Kickstarter.
Yeah, you buy a base just like you have with the Moza.
Yeah.
And they have like 2 or 3 different yokes. You got the Embraer style handlebars. You've got the Boeing style yoke, and you also have you have one other thing. I think it's more of a GA style yoke.
Yeah, it's a GA style yoke.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if that thing was force feedback or not.
No, I don't remember seeing it for force feedback. I could be wrong.
Yeah, there it is. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
That is. I think it is force. Yeah, it is force feedback.
Yeah, that's a force feedback base. That is a force feedback.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh damn, so, Johnny, you're gonna be broke.
Snap,
bro.
Yeah.
So the one on the left there is what I was looking for, and I'm still torn between that and the Moza.
In the Moza, yeah.
Because I like this yoke better. It's more of a Boeing yoke, I think, than the Moza.
And to your point, Leo, I love the modularity. Love that.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is fire.
God,
man, I'm about to be broke.
Yeah,
I'm about to be broke because here it is. Yeah, it's $359. Is that include the base or just?
No, there's no way.
It could be. No, I can't remember. But I know
Includes VPC Advanced Yoke Base and VPC
What?
Business
Man,
Handle.
get out of here.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
yeah, advanced yoke base and
Okay,
jet
yeah,
handle
yeah.
for $400.
Yeah, dog. That's what I'm saying.
Man,
we
yeah.
are in trouble.
We're in trouble.
So
Yeah.
that's what I was looking at, because I do like that Embraer if we ever get VNAV. I do
Yeah.
like the handlebars, for the Embraer yoke.
Yeah,
This is a 20% Kickstarter discount, but even with that, it's still cheaper than what we got today. Wow, that's incredible.
That is nuts.
Wow.
Oh boy, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble, folks.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean you.
We're in trouble now.
Would have found out anyway.
This is nuts. Yeah, it's
Like, it's
nuts.
insane. Oh my
Wow.
gosh, man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, fellas,
So yeah, hardware is going to be where it's at.
yeah.
Hardware is going to be where it's at for 2020.
Now, the only thing that I say about Virpil is I haven't gotten any of their stuff yet, but every time I go, I've been wanting to get the collective for the Apache.
Their logistics, man. I just
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
they're the ones that you always talk about having issues with?
yeah, bro. Because
Well,
remember,
they have a U.S. side, but everything that I be wanting is always on back order. I'm not ordering nothing if it's on back order.
That's what got me on Wing went for DCS, Leo, because I was looking for,
That's
for F-16
right.
stick. I'm like,
HD says, there goes my wallet.
Cook, bro. Cook, fam. I already know. Right there with you, fam. It's all right, bro.
Yeah,
It's all right. As long as we ain't got to pay no more $30 cups of coffee, bro, we're good.
Yeah.
Good. Don't even worry about it.
And we come full circle.
Yeah, bro. Man, they're still getting the business, bro. I told you it was gonna happen, Mike. I told you it was gonna happen,
Yeah.
bro.
Wow.
But yeah, I just
Mikey
know,
D says he's
fellas.
got the collective, and it's definitely worth it.
it's definitely worth
Wow.
it. Yeah, they're legit for
Damn,
me.
Mikey.
Wow.
So how long, Mikey, does it take from when, even on back order, from the time we place
He was like, I'm not waiting.
I'm trying to rationalize. I'm like,
I'm trying to rationalize
How long it's gonna take?
How long did it take you, bro? From the moment you gave him your money.
when they get to rubbing their chin, like, they're done, bro. Like, well, I wonder how.
I can,
Oh my gosh.
I can get my simulator scenery lights turned off for this. And
Right,
set
you're
that
right,
aside.
right. Yes,
Weeks.
aside, call them, still make a payment arrangement, move that
2
over.
weeks. Oh, that's not terrible. That's not
Is it 2
terrible.
weeks?
Yeah, considering if you knew it was a
That's
solid
not
2 weeks, he's like, all right, cool.
Well, see,
2
that's
weeks.
the thing. You don't know, because back order for me just means a long time.
Yeah.
Two weeks, I'm okay with. I'm okay
Yeah.
with 2 weeks.
You give me a ship date, I'll be okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
not
be
bad.
okay. So yeah, prep y'all's rooms, your offices, your places for all
Yeah,
the hardware.
finances.
Yeah.
Your finances. There you go. Prep
Yeah.
your finances, because y'all gonna be broke. It's
Yeah.
happening. But
It's
happening. It does add to the immersion.
Does, man.
For sure. For
you know,
sure.
Well, I hope for 2026, for Expo 2026, that they have kind of listened to us in regards to possibly bringing, some product, because I know myself, I'd like to leave there with something. Like I said, we all from around the way.
Around the way. Yeah.
I
Gotta
like
come back to
I like
something,
to
bro.
take something home. But
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, man. Sheesh. Fellas, this has been an amazing recap of the flight sim year, including some very interesting and I should say very debated topics, especially as it relates to the PMDG universe. But I think all in good fun. I think we all mean well at the end of the day. We all want to see the community do great. XP and Leo, man, you guys are definitely ones that are out there in the community, with your streams, with your interaction with folks. We certainly learn a lot from you guys. We all lead busy lives, but it's good to stay up to date and know what's going on, know what's coming out.
Absolutely.
And you guys definitely lead in those areas. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to come on with us this evening to wrap up the year.
thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
Hold you to one. You can't pick multiple. What do you want to see? Well, what happened, Johnny? What happened?
No, who brought down the volume? Okay, so Charlie, it's all your fault, bro. We were supposed to have a production guy, but he's on PTO. Now he's in chat. And
I brought the volume down.
Yeah, somebody. You know what? Hold on here. We're gonna do this thing. There we go. I did that one.
The more you know.
What is one thing that you guys want to see in 2026? Again, it can only be one, but it could be scenery, it can be a piece of hardware, and obviously it could be an aircraft.
All right, I'll start and go for my old favorite. And this might not be popular with everybody, but I want to see X-Plane's next gen scenery. And it better be ortho.
Yeah. Yep.
And the reason is it will bring the two sims right here.
Yeah, I agree. What are you guys doing for ortho now? Is it just still the ortho like we used to do back in the day?
My same 5-year-old ortho that I had 2 terabyte from 5 years ago. And it works. It works fine.
Now that doesn't work for me. I actually use map enhancement. The old auto ortho, for whatever reason, did not like my X-Plane 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
also
I got
ortho works. Or they have one called map enhancement.
Yeah, that's what I use. Yep.
And the map enhancement works really well. You can get the base version, which is like Zoom Level 16, that works, or you can paid version. I don't know how much paid version you can get, gone on to like 18 or 19 or whatever when you get low. $5. There you go. Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
All right, that's fair. Leo, what about you, man? As the Christmas music plays us out, man. One thing.
Only pick one.
Only one, man.
I did agree with XP on that, but I am jonesing in a bad kind of way to see. I know they're working on one in X-Plane, and I know any builds has got one coming out, but I really, in a bad kind of way, want to see an A220 come to market.
Yes. Yep.
I need to hear that ow when it comes in. I need to get. I need
one more time, Leo. One more time.
It goes ow. But yeah, I really like to see. It doesn't matter which sim, whichever one gets it first.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a good, nice, high quality. It doesn't even have to be study level. A good A220.
Awesome. What about you, Johnny?
Man, I don't even know why you asking me, Mike, because you know, bro. Your boy's gonna need that 757.
Okay.
I thought that was gonna be XP.
Yeah.
I thought XP was gonna say that, but go ahead.
I'm not trying to put pressure on nobody, so I just live it alone. But yeah, 7.5 it is.
Yep, absolutely.
That's awesome.
What about you, Mike?
Oh,
you look like you're pondering. You think
I am pondering because I want to be different. You guys both, the 220 and the 7.5, even though I'm not a Boeing guy, are the two things, but I definitely want to see a proper Dreamliner, man. I don't know if we're actually going to get one in 26. I don't know if that's realistic, but I want to see a proper Dreamliner.
iFly is in the best position to make a Dreamliner.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the 8, the 9, or the 10. Less the 10, but certainly an 8 or a 9, whichever, man. Just bring it.
Yeah, bring it. Let's go. Surprise the heck out of us. Just announce it in 1 week. Like, hey, here you go.
Here you go.
Well, that's the problem is I think we just haven't had an announcement yet. That's why I think, we won't see it in 26.
In 26, yeah, that's fair. Is someone making a 380 besides fly-by-wire continuing the... I thought I heard somebody else was...
They shouldn't. The fly-by-wire A380 is very, very good, and we don't give it enough credit for how good it is.
Yeah,
it really is.
I just can't get that thing performance-wise to work in VR, but other than that, it's solid.
Yeah,
it's solid.
Yeah, I think there's a 4K downgraded texture.
I tried using that; it don't work either for me, man. Yeah.
Mike, have you tried to remove the cabin? There's a cabin removal mod too. I think that may be.
You click a spot in the cockpit.
Yeah, that
may.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I should try that. Try that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And X-Plane is getting a 350.
380 and the 350. Oh, that's cool. That's fire. Okay.
Call me when they get the ERJ.
Yeah.
True,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
That is true, man.
Well, fellas, it has been real. Really appreciate you guys for coming on. Everyone in the chat, especially those of you that hung out the full almost 2.5 hours. Really appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for engaging in the chat. Wishing you all a very happy, safe holiday season. Here's to more flight sim hardware. Here's to our wallets. But I think we're in a good place in the community for now. So you guys be good to each other out there. As always, keep the blue side up, and we will see ya.
Sir.